Guys, what's going on? It's Saturday, guys. It's Saturday. And you know what, guys? Let's hang out on Saturday, you know? Let's hang out on a Saturday, guys. You know, here we are. And guys, I'm going to start talking about some different topics, some social stuff, policy stuff, political stuff, that we can all react to, all talk about. Guys, I'll drop the link. I'll drop this early because I'll do this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, And let me drop this in the Discord also. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. There we are. Yeah, guys, people are getting dumber in the United States, and it's really sad. It really, really is, guys. And guys, this is not me being facetious. This is not me joking around either. People are getting dumber. I showed you guys that Instagram kid that was showing his classmates how stupid they all were and how they can't read. Guys, this is not a game. This is not a joke. People can't read. They cannot read. They can't. I was getting food today, guys, and you know how I have a big mouth, so I talk to everyone. And this guy, he was saying that he's a retired long haul trucker, and there's new guys that are coming in who can't read well enough to take the CDL test, or they've barely managed to pass the test, but they can't read instructions on how to do the trailer hitches or like all that other. They can't read. They can't read. What a joke, right? Evil. What's up, dude? Steve is here. Adrian's here. Christopher Jordan's here. Whiteout's here. Emperor says the education is very important. Hi. Proud to say that he has the books of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Guys, in the Discord, there is a place for books, right? Guys, you don't even have to read the classics. Just read. Guys, try and get some reading in every day. Guys, I read a lot for work, and I still read because, I read really fast. Guys, I was reading on high school level when I was in third grade. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother and I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. So we would read the Dungeons and Dragons books that were for adults. We started reading those at an early age, So I would always test really, 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 really high in reading comprehension. Math, I could do it, but I hated it, right? But yeah, guys. Here, let's do this first, guys. I have a couple articles to go over, and then we'll look in the news too, because this is just sad. This is just sad, man. Really, 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 really sad. Hold on, guys. I have a couple things saved here. There we go. And I appreciate you guys being here on a Sunday, man. Hey, math man. If your son likes sci-fi, have him read the Expanse, right? Have him read the Expanse books, and then have him read the extended Star Wars universe books. Those are always good. But yeah, the Expanse is like Game of Thrones, but in space. Good stuff, man. Bonghole is here. Whiteout's here. Math man, what's up, dude? Whiteout says he reads the Bible. Hey, rock and roll, man. So yeah, guys, here. Check this out. Watch this, guys.
The animal's persistent affection reflected.
So it says the animal's persistent affection has reflected deeply ingrained behavioral reliance. Now, guys, for some reason, anytime that I read out loud, my stutter comes out more. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? But guys, it just is what it is, If any video where I have to read a lot, I'll take a nap first, because if I'm just out of a nap, or like in the mornings, I can read just fine, and reading out loud that it doesn't make my stutter come out. It's very strange. But ever since I was a little kid, even through all my speech courses and everything, whenever I would read out loud, all my stutter comes out. It's very, very, very strange. Yeah. So guys, yeah. So this is a simple sentence, right? Watch.
And deeply ingrained behavioral religions.
Read the index card.
The day's unwarring loyalty, exemplified and unreciprocated emotional dependency. Does that say dog? The dogs? Oh my God, I said doors.
Read the index card.
The deity, the deity. I don't you say that, bro. Hey, Shanti, help me. Deity, deity. The deity. I'm gonna just say the deity. I ain't gonna lie. The deity had a premotion. What the? Cause that don't say promotion. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie for that card.
Read the index card.
The animals. Oh my gosh. Persistent.
The animal's persistent affection reflected a deeply ingrained behavioral reliance. I mean, come on, man.
Affection reflected a deeply integrated behavioral reliance. Yeah.
Read the index card.
She wore a stiletto of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat
You got this.
Grouch. Yeah.
Hey, man, probably smartest one we had today. Read the index card.
Jesus, look at that, guys. Look at that. What a joke. What a joke. Absolute ignoramuses, man. You know? What a joke. And I showed you guys the one kid that
Read the index card.
What the fuck? She wore symphonic of clothes that were extraordinary out somewhat gauche.
Read the index card.
She wore.
Now, guys, here's the thing. It's not just people who look like me, right? This is people everywhere. Now, guys, you might ask yourself, why does it seem so biased against blacks? Colin, who is the most willing to volunteer to look like a fool on the internet?
Black B-dubs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, put a 1 if you ever watched Pearly Things' podcast when she was in the UK during the cough. Like 2020 or like 2021 to about 2023, right? Guys, people go, oh, well, Pearly Things is a culture vulture. No, she's not. When she put out the call to have people come on her podcast, B-dubs are the most willing to come up and act a damn fool. That's just how it works. Look at that. What a joke. So
The letter of clothes that were extraordinary but somewhat gauche. Oops, I don't know how to say that word.
Read the index card.
The
colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule. Guys, I mean, this is basic reading here, you know? Guys, it's just so sad because, Colin, I told you that I have a wretched older sister, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, you said it many times.
Yeah. My older sister, guys, has been my biggest op my entire life. My older sister is the worst person I've ever met, ever. She's an absolute demon, dude. We don't talk. I mean, ever since we were little kids, we used to, kick each other, throw each other down the stairs, throw stuff at each other. You know what I'm saying? But when we were young, my brother and I, we used to go to the library, especially during the summertime. We would always get like 10, 12 books, and we would read them like every 2 weeks. We would probably read about 10, 12 books, And my dad, he would give us money to read.
Yeah.
My sister, she used to make fun of us. Yes, you're nerds. Right? So my sister and I, we were both in grad school together. And here I am not taking notes, getting straight A's, and she's, why don't you ever have to take notes? Why are you always doing better than me? It's like, well, you remember back when we were little and I was reading and you weren't, you absolute dunce? It's because my brain was doing push-ups and burpees and squat thrusts. You understand? You dunce.
You stupid woman.
And then it started paying dividends. You know?
Yeah.
What a joke. So
The code, the chore to assemble the governor's schedule.
Read the index card.
She was. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that. Still a whole day or some.
Read the index card.
I don't even know how to read for it. The dogs. I don't know what they say. Loyalty, exemplified in unreciprocated emotional dependency. I don't know.
Read the index card.
The dogs.
cooked, guys. Cooked. Cooked. It's the handwriting's fault, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
There you go.
Please read this sentence for me.
There's another guy who does this.
The deity had a pre-emotion of the impending cataclysmic event.
Say that again for me one more time.
The dignity had a promotion of, that's not even promotion, but a promotion of the independent catalytic event.
Yeah, all right. I don't even know why I asked that. I knew you didn't know.
The deity had a promotion of the independent. What the fuck is that?
Go ahead, sound it out.
Baby, it looked like it said academy.
Jesus Christ. Cooked.
You notice?
Hold on. Sorry, Colin. I gotta interrupt you guys. Hold on, guys. Here. Let's take a little side quest, right, guys? Check this out. Did you guys ever see this?
I mean, they look great out there. Not that I'm shocked. I'm not saying women cannot drive or they curb wheels all the time or anything like that.
Excuse me?
I'm definitely not saying that they're not as good drivers as us. I'm not saying that we're better. I'm just saying I'm shocked. Wow. Oh,
Where are they going?
They follow the face truck. Oh, 11.
Did you guys see this?
Ladies.
Did you guys see this? So there's like a race, right? Like a NASCAR style race, right? And the pace truck pulls off, and the women are so dumb. This is an all-female racing league, and they all follow the pace truck. And they did it twice in the same race. Oh, but it's the pay gap, and the female athletes need to get paid the same as the men.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Ryan James, yeah. I used to, back when I used to work in restaurants in college, I would read at work, and man, you smart. I was like, because I read. That's crazy, So, yeah, look at this, guys.
Stop it, dude. Stop it. No,
I'd probably do that too, honestly.
We're not follow the pace truck. All right, 1 to go this time by. There's no way that's ever happened before. You have got to be kidding me. They follow the pace truck.
No, guys, and then Colin, did you guys hear about the female NASCAR driver chick who had the breakdown in the middle of the course?
No.
Yeah, guys, watch.
Pass-through penalty right here.
You guys, I'm trying my best to hold my shit together, but I don't want to keep doing this.
You're okay. We'll just do this pass-through and get after it.
We're going to have like 15 laps to go to this stage, and if you do not want to do it when you get back out here, you can bring it in, okay?
are just so many shitty things that I could say right now. And I'm just trying to keep it together. About the fucking director of the series.
Try to keep your composure. Try to just breathe. And if you're not comfortable, just come in. Let's remember what's on our truck and just bring it to the garage, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a fucking failure if I do that.
You're not. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Drive down the garage.
There's so many things I want to say, and I'm probably going to get fucking suspended. You have no idea.
Hey, just pay attention to the spotter. He'll get you into the garage. It'll be okay.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm not going to come back to the truck series. Derek can take it from here on out. I'm staying in the O'Reilly series. This series fucking sucks.
I hear you. I'll have a fresh bottle of water for you when you get out of the truck.
Look at that, guys.
Derek, we got to put something together for you for Nashville.
Look at this. Look at this. She says, all the hate that I'm going to get online.
Yeah, online for this is just going to be insane. I'm not ready.
Pass-through penalty right here.
Someone says, wage gap explained. Someone says, tore my ACL, trying to run to the comments. And guys, this chick's basically an Instagram thought who drives a NASCAR truck. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, they're not stereotypes when they're true. Look at that. Someone said, I heard the word I'm. Someone says 50K down the drain to get the team to the track for the weekend. And this happens. Look at that. Hold on, guys. There's another one here. Hold on. Watch. Here's this. Watch.
NASCAR racer Natalie Decker has come under fire from racing fans after audio of her crying and breaking down mid-race has gone viral. If you're not familiar, Natalie is a 28-year-old stock car driver who mostly specializes in the truck series. She's basically the Anna Kournikova of racing. A lot of fans believe the only reason she's in NASCAR is because she's attractive, she's very popular, and has a following, and that she doesn't have the skills or makeup to be a professional racer. And this audio from her and her pit crew mid-race last week did not help the situation.
You guys, I'm trying my best to hold my shit together, but I don't want to keep doing this.
Guys, I want you to type "not surprised" in the chat if you're not surprised. And Colin, you know what the worst part is? There's a guy who lost his spot probably because they put her in there. There's a guy who would be thanking his lucky stars, who's probably been watching racing since he was a little kid, who's working on cars with his granddad, who's probably like a World War II or a Korean War or a Vietnam veteran who was fixing choppers and tanks and freaking making hot rods and then pass that knowledge down to him.
Yeah.
Or whatever, who would kill to be driving this truck. Literally kill for it. And they put this dunderheaded broad in the driver's seat.
Yeah. It's just like all the millions of men who they didn't get accepted into med school. They didn't get accepted into law school.
Yep.
They didn't get a job, because of some DEI mandate. And yeah.
Guys, hit the like button, please. Hey, guys, these are the idiots who they want to make pilots. Pilots, brain surgeons, right? Can you imagine this chick as she's like working on your brain in a surgical thing? Oh my God, I'm having a breakdown. As you wake up and your whole left side is paralyzed, right? Because she had a breakdown. So
Want to do it when you get back out here? You can bring it in, okay?
There's just so many shitty things that I could say right now. And I'm just trying to keep it together.
If you're not comfortable with this, come in.
I feel like a fucking failure if I do that. There's so many things I want to say, and I'm probably going to get fucking suspended.
I hear you.
Look at this. Her pit crew on the radio should have handled that better. They should have reminded her she's a professional driver. Keep your mind looking ahead, no crying, locking in. See, you guys see how they always say that it's the man's fault? Well, the men, they should have kept her on. Are you serious? She's the driver. And you guys know, all right, guys. Colin, please, guys. Yes or no? Do you think it would have been 10 times worse if they would have actually given her the get back out there, champ? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna look horrible. Get out there. Be that. You know what I'm saying? They would have looked 10 times worse, right?
Oh yeah.
They were bullying her. They didn't realize her emotional state. They actually handled this the best way possible. Because, guys, if they would have actually treated her like a guy, they would have got absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
Put a 1 if you guys agree. Please, as Julia says, she's a failure. Yeah, facts. Look at that. Someone says the problem is she's done this before and doesn't listen to her teams. She had a spotter quit once because she didn't listen and drove full speed into a car. She's done that more than once. She was so emotional that she was a danger to everyone else on the track. That she doesn't want to be out there. That was blaming the series because of her own mental errors. You can't have a person who's in a race with other drivers who isn't mentally focused. Facts. Yep. Look at that. Person says that you didn't mention that she was black flagged and parked the last 2 races by NASCAR for not making the minimum speed. What? She was going too slow, guys. She was going too slow. Bro, I've never heard of that before. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Someone says the crew chief probably realized that based on her prior situations, as stated above, that she's pretty cooked and could endanger others. Facts. Crew is enabling her. Yeah, that's not true. Look at that. Attractive film industry plant in NASCAR. Someone says, I don't agree with the point that her concern about the hate proves that she's an influencer first. Please.
I'll have a fresh bottle of water for you when you get out of the truck.
The amount of hate I'm going to get online for this is just going to be insane. I'm not ready.
Now, I'm not a NASCAR fan, but just doing a smidge of research, you can understand Natalie Decker 100% benefits from the fact that she's hot and has a big social media presence. She is more well known for taking her top off with Burt Kreischer, posting thirst traps on Instagram, popping that ass.
You tell her she's a goddamn whore.
And she's probably more well known for talking about her breast implants than talking about racing.
How much do implants cost? Well, it depends on who your surgeon is. Mine cost a set of tires.
So there are NASCAR fans who believe that there are better racers than her who can't get funding and financial backing.
Guys, put agree in the chat. Oh, guys, Danica Patrick was terrible. Colin, have you ever watched videos of how many cars Danica Patrick wrecked in NASCAR?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. Dude, it looked like a freaking Mad Max Part 7 out there.
Whereas she can because of her off-the-track performance. However, it's not like she's just a social media girl who has been gifted a career as a NASCAR driver. She's been racing since she was a teenager. She has a top 5 finish in the truck series at Daytona. She's a absolutely mediocre driver, but she is a NASCAR driver who just happens to have a big social media following because she's pretty and not the other way around. But when the knock against you is that you're not deserving and you don't have what it takes, and now there is audio of you crying and begging to quit, that's not going to help your cause. And while it's absolutely, of course, misogynistic to be like, this woman is emotional and crying, therefore she cannot compete athletically, there is a lot of that still in sports today. Personally, I don't even think the crying was the big deal because men and women just have different emotional reactions. Like if it was a guy overreacting,
it doesn't matter because they're doing the same task. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something like racing, flying a jet plane in battle, you can't have different emotional responses. Colin, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm making sense here, you know? So
it would have been anger and rage and violence, and that would be praised in sports, whereas crying is looked down upon. The main thing that jumps out at me is the very end where she's worried about what the reaction online is going to be. Because now you're showing signs that you are an internet influencer first and a NASCAR driver second. It's a highly technical, pressure-packed job where not only can you not be overwhelmed emotionally, but you can't be focused on anything other than what's going on that pavement in that moment. Oh, bottom line is she's done enough to have a mediocre NASCAR career, but not enough to garner the reaction she gets for being pretty and popular on the internet.
Yeah.
Viral moments where you're crying and falling to pieces, not going to help that narrative. NASCAR race.
Yeah, guys, someone says, I've heard enough. Increase the pay gap. Hey, guys, this chick is mid at best, right? I mean, I know chicks in my personal life who are hotter than this chick. You know? It's just crazy. Like, I always say that when chicks are either like, MMA fighters, red pill chicks who use our talking points, or anything that's like masculine, mid chicks get a bonus. You know what I'm saying? It's because they're like the only chicks there. You know what I mean? And they're doing something guys like. But guys, I mean, the UFC is a prime example. There's a lot of mid UFC fighter chicks that have huge social media followings full of simps, and that's because they're just in good shape and they're mid looking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they can fight.
Here in the Western world, especially America, the standard, the bar is set so low that
so low. Exactly.
Yeah, that as long as a chick is if she's less than 20 pounds overweight, that like makes her a 7, right?
Yeah. Someone says a race car is not a kitchen. Did we not learn from Danica Patrick? And guys, look, I don't knock anyone's hustle, right? But guys, be honest for what it is. Be honest for what it is. If she's out there to put her tatas out, just put your tatas out. You've driven enough NASCAR. Guys, there's a male-dominated sport to OF pipeline. You guys know how many female UFC fighters make it to the UFC and then wash out and start an OF? You guys know how many any predominantly male sport that there's like a minor women's league or there's a way for them to get attention? They get just enough of a following and in that sport, and then they go straight to OF. Look at that, guys. What a joke. Anyways, but guys, back to this here, right? Back to these idiots who can't read. And guys, this is all over the place. People have gotten dumber. Look at this. This is a kid who cursive.
Fuck. That John say, let's say little. Like, I think you just can't write, bro.
I wasn't taught cursive when I was younger.
Because you can't write.
Guys, does anyone know the benefits of cursive? Does anyone know why it's so important to learn cursive? Colin, do you know?
Because all our founding documents were written in cursive.
In order to get good at writing cursive, what do you have to do?
Oh, you have to have very good hand-eye coordination.
You have to practice.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. Guys, why do you think that the samurai and a lot of the warrior casts, they had like calligraphy and like sculpting and all these things that you would see? Thank you, Tim Hicks. Thank you. One Woo. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah. Liberty, I'm aware cursive comes from England. My point is, guys, when you sit there and you can do repetition, it teaches you self-control, discipline, delayed gratification, right? Things that make men. And guys, there was a thing that was released on Twitter that actually measured self-control. And guys, when you measure self-control is one of the major variables that keeps people out of prison. It makes people successful. Guys, you will have siblings who are raised in 2-parent homes, but they're like they're not taught self-control, and they'll have the same negative outcomes as a single parent home because they don't have self-control. Doing things like cursive, doing things like sculpting, doing things like Legos. You know what I'm saying? Painting 40K figures. Things you gotta have discipline, right? Things where you're sitting there just focusing on this task at hand, and it takes repetition to get good, to actually put your Gundam figures together, to actually to get good at chess, to get good at Pokemon cards, to get good at friggin', you know what I mean? Like, this is why guys need to do these things. But cursive is the start of it. When you're little and they tell you, sit there and you're going to write however many lines of cursive on this paper. And you got to sit there, damn it. And you guys remember, all of us who were taught cursive, you got the paper with like the 2 lines and then that line, the broken line that was in the middle. You had to write your letters in cursive and write the words. And guys, look at how much time we spent doing that. And what was a woman's version, like older, like women growing up? Sewing. Guys, have you seen what it takes to actually be able to sew a quilt? These women who would sew quilts and make patchwork quilts. Why do you think that women back in the day had so much? They were so much more even keeled. It's because first of all, they had hobbies, right, Colin?
Right.
Then there were ones like baking, sewing, right? Things where they had to sit there, knitting. Yes, thank you, Liberty. Liberty's on fire tonight, dude. Knitting. To sit there and be able to just knit. That teaches you self-control. It teaches you delayed gratification. It teaches you discipline. But it was the feminine way to do it, because back in the day, women were given social currency by acts of service, right? So they could knit a quilt or knit a blanket for someone. So super chat here, hold on. Trooper says, who knew that Idiocracy was a documentary? Facts. Yep. Appreciate the $2, my friend. Thank you so much.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
Trooper says, I'm a truck driver and he's reading Get Melatonin to help you fall asleep. I usually read about 15 to 20 books a year, half when I'm on a cruise. Yeah, nice, man. I appreciate the $4.99, man.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. Yeah, and they're right there on the scene.
But it all starts with cursive, guys. Cursive. You guys know what else? Colin, do you remember Lincoln Logs?
Lincoln Log? No, I don't. No.
Put a 1 if you remember Lincoln Logs. You guys remember these? Images. You guys remember these?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I remember these. Yeah, okay.
Logs! We used to build stuff all the time. Lincoln Logs and Legos. Guys, young boys, when we sit, whoa, look at how gangster this is. Whoa, look at this. Look at that. That's one of the most gangster things I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. Holy moly. Wow. Look at the size of this Lincoln Log thing. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Wow. Did you guys ever oops. Look at that, guys. Guys, also put a 1 if you did the dominoes thing, where you set up dominoes and you knocked them over, it goes, and it would knock the dominoes down. Did you do that, Colin?
No, I didn't know.
Really? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, dude, I had such a wretched single mom that she wouldn't have ever bought me dominoes.
Yeah. Guys, what a one if you did if you use dominoes, you know? Let me see. Someone said, "Oh, building is a building, a white people endeavor." Now, guys, people, they want to talk mess, but I can say there's a reason why the Europeans, and Chinese and Japanese, the Thai built stuff too. They had big things that they built. Who else? The Arabs built things. They built mosques. They built big things too. The Egyptians, right? Because the reason why they did that was because of the environment. People had to stay in one place, right? There was trade routes and other things, right? But if you look in like North America, parts of South America, and Africa, there was no winter, right? There was food everywhere. People could just wander around, so there was no real need to actually build cities in Africa like there was in Europe. And hey, guess what? If there's a lot of ethnicities fighting with different languages and cultures, and you're trying to draw boundaries, you probably want to build castles and other things, right, Colin? You could defend.
Yeah.
Guys, conflict breeds necessity. You know what I'm saying? Necessity is the mother of innovation. There's a reason why the Europeans built so much, and that's because they've been fighting each other more than any other group of people. Because Western Europe is not big. Europe is not a large landmass. You can fit, I think it's like all of Europe, and this is France, Spain, Italy, Greece, Scandinavia. You can fit that like in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I think it's that, and then like Utah and Nevada is the entirety of Europe. So all those thousands of cultures and languages back in the day were all fighting over a small group of land, And think of the Holy Roman Empire. How many different tribes and stuff that there was in the Holy Roman Empire, So they're fighting, they're building, they're fighting, they're building, they're developing new technologies. And then hey, look, guys, Colin, haven't we talked about this once before? The fact that the Europeans colonized the world, and guys, except the Arab world, because guys, the Arabs, well, there was a part of the time where they did some of it, but in general, guys, it's the fact that the Europeans colonized the world. It's not right. It's not wrong. It just is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The sky is blue. People conquer each other. That's just the way it works. And having this, what is this historical, this universal sense of fairness, right? Colin, the world should be fair. Guys, I'm 6'3", right? You know how many 5'5" guys are like, man, screw him. It's like, what? It's just not. It's not fair. It's not my fault. I was born I grew to be 6'3". I understand the plight of the short guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to do? So.
One thing it's interesting you mentioned that, something that I don't know if anybody's ever been through, Alcoholics Anonymous or like a 12-step program. And one of the things they talk about is that, if life really was fair, then I'm sorry?
No, keep going.
If life really was fair, then most of us should probably be in prison for the rest of our lives because, let's face it, we've all made some really big mistakes. We've all done something that we're not proud of. We've done things that we didn't even know were wrong.
Yeah.
Colin,
did you know that like 70 or 80% of all cars come off the assembly line with something that breaks California state driving law?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Hold on. Low voltage says, I think we're wandering a little bit freely between correlation and causation. Of what, though? Of what? Like, I haven't posited anything yet. Correlation between what? Because I'll get to what I think is making people dumber, right? And guys, matter of fact, let's just get into that now, right here. Watch this, guys. Let's stop sharing the screen here. Let's go this. Yeah, let's just get into this. Okay, he says, I don't believe people build tall structures based on weather patterns. No, guys. It's not about the size of the structure. It's what is a city? A city is where a whole bunch of people gather in numbers. Why? Because you're safer in numbers. Okay? So in places of conflict, you don't see people wandering around all by themselves. Okay? Guys, when there's winter, when there's conflict, people build cities. You can't wander around Europe. There haven't been very many nomadic tribes in Europe. You have maybe the gypsies. Well, other than that, can you guys name the last time that there was nomadic tribes like you found in North America and Africa and Southeast Asia? No, because there's a winter. The weather gets too harsh. Okay? So what did the Europeans do? They started herding animals, right? They learned how to salt meats and store meats and do other things. Yes. Yep. True Rage says the most of these were built around waterways. That's true. Because a lot of times you have to store stuff based on the weather. Okay? If you're in Africa and it's warm and there's jungle or there's savanna where there's berries and roots and sweet potatoes, what do you have to store food for? What do you have to salt things for and pickle things for and transport things? You can just wander around and there's just more food. You know what I mean? Like, it's the European way of living was completely different than almost anywhere else in the world other than parts of Asia. Japan is a big rock out in the middle of the ocean, right? And it had cold winters. So therefore, the Japanese learned how to salt, how to, pickle things. They actually built cities too, because you had to stay warm. So, all right, guys, here, let's do this here, right? Guys, anyone who is come on up, guys. Yeah, guys, hit the StreamYard link. Guys, why are people getting dumber, right? Okay, this is what I say. Social media is number one, okay? Social media. People are on their damn screens all the time. And from a younger age, you guys let me know if you agree, right? Number one, social media has like completely accelerated the dumbification of America, right? Social media. Now, guys, all of these are related. Single moms, a big one. Single moms, they're the ones who put their kids on screens and social media from an early age. Okay? They have their 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds watching their tablets, not reading books. They're not making sure that they're supplementing their kids' education. They aren't holding the kids accountable. They aren't holding the teachers accountable. They don't care. And just like I told you guys that I'm gonna do a live stream. Emoji Mister, hey, what's up, man? Dude, shout out to Emoji Mister, man. I think that Emoji Mister, Steve, and Rajai were in my first like 100 subs. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for you guys for being part of the channel for this long. You know, Liberty Cap, yeah, truth bombs, guys. Public school might as well be considered child abuse at this point. Yeah, single moms, big one. Because guys, I'm gonna do a live stream on self-control. This study showed that self-control is very important for every single positive outcome in life. And guys, if you think that single moms are capable of teaching children, especially young boys, self-control,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
absolutely insane. Guys, public schools, the next one. Put a 1 if you agree. Public school, guys. And guys, I have some news stories here, and we're going to look at public school, guys. We're going to look at public school. Public school is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. Between the teachers diddling kids, them trying to teach them all about, you know, LDHD, TV, and all this, all that stuff, you know what I mean? Public school is an absolute joke, guys. I think there's 3 states right now. I think it's like Illinois, Louisiana, and Oregon, where there's no requirements to graduate high school at all. Your kids are graduating high school dumb as a box of rocks, man. They can't read. They can't do math. They can't do anything, guys. They're useless. They're useless. They're useless. And then, guys, it's not artificial intelligence that's the problem. It's arrogantly ignorant. That's the problem, right? These kids think that I'm going to go to college and blah, blah, blah. And then they actually get into college, which is nuts because they're getting into college and they can't read. They can't read. They can't read, guys. You know? And they're getting into college just to get indoctrinated even more. Look at that. Oh, Liberty Cap says that he's from Oregon. Hey, Liberty Caps, where are you from in Oregon, man? Because I'm from Washington State. So, guys, modern college, when academia went primarily female, guys, that's when modern college went to shit. Okay? That's when college became indoctrination centers. Guys, anytime that you see these dunderheaded wokey wokes, they all say the same talking points. The same talking points because they've been indoctrinated. You know? Pro-baby deletion, pro-communism, anti-America, anti-family, pro-feminism, all this crap. What a joke. Someone says, I saw an article about a high school student that exposed that the students at a school couldn't read. It was a high school in New England. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. Yeah, guys. College. Because they teach these teachers, and these teachers are more worried about teaching woke ideology, you know? Philadelphia student on shows kids can't read. Let's see. I think this was in the news. Here you go. I think Actual Justice Warrior, he did a video on this. Now, guys, I just showed you this guy's this kid's channel, right? Where watch
A suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
No, explain what that means.
I don't know.
So that was a clip that went viral on TikTok.com where a student at a Philadelphia school decided that he was going to present his fellow classmates with a card instructing them to read it, and each and every one of these students managed to fail miserably in that particular task. And for those of you who are unaware, for those of you who are educated in Philadelphia's education system, the sentence is supposed to read as follows. She wore a silhouette of clothes that was extraordinary, but somewhat gauche. Now, it's one thing to produce a viral video that gets a lot of attention on the internet.com. It's another thing to expose.
Guys, follow him. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite channels. Even though I don't know why he still lives in New York City. Screw that.
He failed education system in one of America's major urban centers. However, this particular student had actually released a part 2. He had also done this with their staff, which, by the way, we will go over in just a little bit. But instead of being able to release a part 3 of this type of video, he's actually stopped posting this particular content onto his TikTok page, onto his Instagram page, because he's afraid that he will suffer consequences for it from the school that are now threatening to take away his prom and potentially expel him for showing the fact that the students at this particular charter school cannot read.
Look at that, guys. And this is a charter school. That's even worse. That's even worse. Low voltage, man, you are cooking. Guys, this comment section is cooking. He says the LDHDT TV isn't just evil for obvious reasons. It also steals the child's potential. Yes, guys, because here's the thing. I would say that any time that you tell kids that, I can't think of any group that pushes victimhood more than LDHDT TVs except B-dubs, right? When you tell a kid that they're a victim, they're going to see the negative and everything or act like the world's out to get them, and they're never going to be able to do anything in life. Because these mental shackles, guys, the best thing that I ever did was get rid of this whole I'm black and America hates me and white supremacy, all this crap. Absolute joke. Come on, man, you know?
So the school saw this apocalyptic disaster, this inability to read by all these different various students, and they thought to themselves, the real problem here wasn't that the students can't read, and by the way, these are high school level students. It wasn't that they don't even understand nor comprehend the sentence and can't rephrase it in their own words, you know, something you would expect a first grader to be able to do. It was actually the fact that this guy posted the video on the internet.com, and this is what we're going to talk about today. But
wait, she were, bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
So first of all, shout out to my friend Lisa for sending me over this video and telling me what the real story is behind the story, which, by the way, is also featured in this New York Post article. And
for high school students exposes classmates abysmal reading skills as they struggle with words like silhouette and extraordinary. Look at that, guys.
For those of you who are unaware of what this school is, for those of you who are picking a high school for your students that are of age, the one that you definitely want to avoid, the one that this was filmed at, is Philadelphia's Preparatory Charter School of Mathematics, Science, Technology, and Careers.
Now, what? This is a Preparatory Charter School of Mathematics, Science, Technology, and Careers?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Well, all of that sounds very fancy, and it sounds like they're preparing the next generation to sweep the nation and do technology and STEM and whatnot. Apparently, since reading is not included in there, they don't actually teach that at this particular school. And again, it is not just the one student that I showed in the open or the clip that I showed you just now. It's each and every student in this particular video. And yeah, it's absolutely embarrassing.
She wore a, oh baby, she wore a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why.
So I guess I give
Look at that, guys.
a little bit of credit to this girl right here for at least being able to get the word silhouette out. And for those of you who are unaware, a silhouette is produced when you're backlit and essentially you're in shadow in front. That's all people see. They're used in a lot of different movies and television for a dramatic effect. But the thing that I really want to take away points for, and I think everybody should take away points for, is the fact that that girl bailed out of the word extraordinary, which, by the way, I would even accept as a pronunciation extraordinary,
yeah.
because, you know, it's just like the meaning, it's a combination of the words, it's a compound word. I don't know if that's even a phrase or whatever. In said other video, I want to cut to that. However, I do want to point out that the reading comprehension is still terrible. So even the kids that managed to pronounce the words in the other card that he gave them were awful.
Read the insert.
What the f does that say? Why am I reading this? No, I'm not reading this. This is a whole bunch of bullshit.
So to answer this girl's question on what the F does this say, the card actually reads as follows. The colonel asked the choir to accommodate the governor's schedule. Again, not difficult.
Simple.
The handwriting is not messy at all whatsoever. These are basic words that you would expect to be in the vocabulary of an English-speaking person, and yet they're struggling.
Let's
Of
skip
these
ahead,
videos.
guys. Watch.
Otherwise, the charter school is going to crack down on him. And considering these schools receive government funding, this should be fully protected First Amendment activity. But in addition to that, you're exposing a failure of this school. So essentially, they're cracking down on him for unintentionally being a whistleblower.
She were a. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Answer back.
But if you thought things couldn't get any worse, if you thought this couldn't get any more embarrassing, get a load of the people who work at this school who also fail basic elementary school things.
Here we go. Now, I have this video saved, guys, but I lost it. But guys, watch this. Guys, anyone who wants to come up, guys, just hit the StreamYard link. I'll just drop it again here. But it is pinned.
Oh, unnecessary. Unnecessary. UNNECESSARY.
So this video right here, he's actually interviewing people who work at a school. The first person that he interviewed is the CEO of this charter school.
Well, embarrassed. Embarrassed. EMBARASS. Now spell millennium. 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 IMIL. Millennium. MILENNIUM.
This guy's the CEO, guys. He's the CEO. He's responsible for the entire school. Look at that. What a cooked.
And as you just saw right there, he was able to spell one of the three words that was offered to him. One of the three words. Unnecessary was the one that he could spell. Millennium and embarrass, absolute failure in every way possible. And I got to give them credit for the word selection, because every single one of these people who can't spell embarrass should be embarrassed by it. Now let's go on to the next person. And again, you will see that the support staff know better.
Spell unnecessary.
UNNECASSARY.
So this guy's position is labeled the hall monitor at the school. I'm assuming that he's trying to make sure nobody's lingering in the hall. But again, basic spell. That he's trying to make sure nobody's lingering in the hall. But again, basic spell.
Matt H, how you doing, man?
Hey, Jay, what's up, bro?
Good, dude. Yeah, you turn the YouTube off in the background?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
How
shit.
you doing, man?
Right, yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro? Good, dude. Yeah, you turn the YouTube off in the background? Yeah. There we are. Uh-oh.
Better?
Yeah. Can you make sure that, did you mute it Or did you turn it off?
I turned the volume all the way down.
No, just turn it off. For some reason, YouTube picks itself up. I don't know how or why. It's the weirdest thing. So if you have it on like a tablet or another screen or whatever, it picks itself up. How you doing, man?
Good. Hey, I really enjoy your show, as you can obviously tell.
Sweet, dude. How do you feel about America getting dumber? Or people in general getting dumber. I'm focusing on America, right? Just because I'll actually show you the actual video that made me think of this, and then I have an article here. But yeah, how do you feel about this, man?
Well, I'm an old fucker, and I'm always amazed at how many times people have to repeat themselves to be understood now.
Medish, no F-bombs. Anything else but no F-bombs, all right?
All right, my bad. No F-bombs.
Yeah. And how old is old?
I'm 57.
Yeah. So you're top end of Gen X. Yeah. I just don't understand how people can just like I said, AI, not artificial intelligence, is not the problem. It's arrogantly ignorant. That's the problem. People walk around just arrogantly ignorant. You know what I mean? And guys, Matt, do you think that it's with the feminization of society? You know what I mean? Because women tend to walk around like more arrogantly ignorant. Men, we get shamed for being incompetent more. You know what I'm saying? So we at least try and hide the fact that we're ignorant or incompetent. You know? What do you think?
It's all these liberal arts degrees that these women get. And they get pumped full of this propaganda. And they're completely disassociated from reality.
Yep. I agree. Yep.
May be unnecessary to him, but now he's embarrassed for the world to see.
And guys, these videos where these kids can't read, this is in Philadelphia. So guys, all these blue states, here's the thing. The blue states, they're not having kids and their kids are getting dumber. But we've seen states like Florida, Mississippi, where the teachers are actually being held accountable. Actually, I think it's like Mississippi, Missouri, Alabama, Georgia. And the kids are actually doing better there than in California, New York, New Jersey,
Because he can't spell unnecessary. Again, worked in an extra A there, but let's see how he does on the other two words.
Here we go.
All right, spell millennium.
M-E-L Millennium. M-E-L-E-N-I-U-M.
I mean, guys, come on. These people work in education.
That's not
S-S-E-D.
So maybe this is
That's
him
funny because I worked at a place called Music Millennium.
I don't know.
Say again?
That's funny because I worked at a record store called Music Millennium, so I always knew 2 L's, 2 N's.
Hey, Matt, you're a music guy?
I'm a total music guy.
Sweet, awesome.
I can smoke anybody on music trivia. Music trivia, I will smoke your ass.
Let's here. We'll watch this, and then we'll go over my final 2 points, and then we'll actually talk about how music has been dumbed down, and that's also contributing to why people are getting more and more stupid too.
Thank you, mumble rap.
No, but just it's because of TikTok and stuff. They're trying to get okay. They realize that when you're scrolling through TikTok, you have like 3 seconds to catch people's attention. So they're not trying to make a Hotel California. They're not trying to make a November Rain, Purple Rain. They're not trying to make any of these great songs or whatever. They're trying to they're just trying to get you hooked for 3 seconds. And this one content creator who I'll pull up is going to show you that it's been shown that music has gotten dumber over the last 25 years. And think about how much music does for your brain, does for your soul, does for you, period. Guys, it even shows, guys, if you have kids, have them play musical instruments. If you have your kid grow up playing any instrument, it's going to help them have a better outcome in life.
Absolutely.
Period.
Piano, guitar, you name it.
Yep. Yep. I touch. Hey, thanks for the membership, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, guys, look at this. Oh God, here we go. No, oh no. Nothing good's gonna come from this dunderhead's mouth. And she's a counselor too. Ugh, you know?
Millennium.
UNESS.
Oh my God, bro.
So then when he asks her to spell millennium, she spells unnecessary. Again, having fun. The counselor so far, one of my favorite people.
Embarrassed. No ED.
EMBARASS.
But when she takes it seriously, she still can't spell the word embarrass.
All right, but how you spell embarrass?
All these people are all cooked. Let's get back here. So guys, here, one second. Okay, people, they're getting dumber. Social media, single moms, public school, modern college. Guys, less religion. I know, guys, that might be a saucy one, a spicy one with some of you guys, but I honestly believe this. As we have become less religious, literacy rates have gone down. Because, guys, oftentimes kids had to learn how to read because they had to go to Sunday school and church. They had to learn how to read the Bible, right? So, yes, there were schools that actually taught the Bible in schools, but that was a good reason to have people learn how to read. What is going on? Guys, I'm not religious at all, right? But guys, I never thought that I'd be advocating for having more religion. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because that's oftentimes people went to church and they wanted to teach people how to read the gospel. So guess what? What do you have to do to get the gospel, Matt?
You gotta learn your You gotta
watch your P's and Q's, right? You gotta learn how to read. You have to learn how to read.
And don't take God's name in vain.
Yeah, but guys, which is a big jump because back in the day, people didn't need to read because they said, hey, look, the priest, he's doing the sermons in Latin, blah, 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 blah. But then in the United States, we were the first ones to actually start pushing towards universal literacy and then putting Bibles in all the schools. But I don't care what the motivational factor is, reading is important. Okay? If you have kids, and I know there's some of you fathers out there who might be trying to co-parent with some two-bit lying hua, you know what I'm saying, who's trying to destroy your kids. But guys, if you can, please, if you get any time with them, read to them and read with them, you know? That's the best way that you can fight the good fight, you know? So guys, I would say less religion is one of the reasons.
Best memories as a child was my father reading me Grimm's or any kind of story. It was amazing.
But do you know why the Brothers Grimm was so important, Matt?
You tell me, AJ.
Because why do you think that they always taught like there was a evil witch in the woods and all this other stuff, and it would scare kids from staying away from the woods? Because guys, in North America and in Europe, guys, there was things like badgers, big badgers. They're extinct now, but they would snatch kids and eat them. So serious? I mean, dead ass.
Badgers or are grizzlies?
They would no. There used to be these big kingfisher badgers that were like the size of like big dogs, right? So they would teach kids, and wolves too. They would just snatch kids in like medieval Europe, right? So they had to teach kids lessons. Don't go into the woods because there's an evil witch, and you wouldn't see the kids going into the woods at night.
Right? No grizzlies in Europe. My bad. Yeah.
So guys, they would teach kids these life lessons to help them stay alive by these Grimm's fairy tales. Now they had to do things to really scare them, obviously, but it would honestly keep them alive. You know,
latchkey kids, like I was raised. You know.
Yeah, me too, guys. And the last one, laziness, because I think laziness is the common denominator in all these, right? Laziness by those who would rather do social media than do anything else. Laziness by the single moms, right? Who just laying on their back and letting friggin' nug shoot up the club, right? Who don't want to raise their friggin' kids. Laziness on the public school system, on these stupid teachers and their idiotic, moronic friggin' LDHD TV-based indoctrination. Laziness on the part of the colleges. Laziness on those who that don't want to, even these churches don't have Sunday school. Everyone is lazy.
Yeah, I hate to break it to people, but it's not a point-and-click world.
Yeah, that's true. And guys, you get out of things what you put in. I told you guys, I used to always laugh. And my sister used to always laugh at me. You're a nerd. And then we were in grad school together. And here I am coasting through grad school. And she's struggling and crying and getting mad. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put in work to get through grad school. Whew.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, guys, here, let's go here. Okay, guys, there's one more thing that I'm gonna say. And guys, if you type the name of the disease, you will get timed out. The cough, guys. I didn't put that on here, but guys, say the cough, say the jabby jab. All right, but guys, please don't put the names. Okay? Please don't. I don't want to get my channel nuked.
Right? Use code.
Guys, the cough is a big contributor to all of this. It confounded all of this stuff. My nephew, I love him to death, but he is dumb as a box of rocks. And that's because he did most of his high school during the cough. Sister, who was a single mom, was just lazy. It wasn't on him about learning. His teachers didn't care. So he was just sitting there just and now he's dumb as a box of rocks. He doesn't know anything. Matt, dude, like him and his friends, it's shocking how little of that they know.
No, we have a whole generation of kids that have no social skills.
Yeah. They're horrifyingly ignorant. And guys, here's the worst part. My nephew's girlfriend. Okay, Matt, when you were young, right? You were in middle school when?
That was probably in the early 80s.
Okay. So you remember, you used to go to the mall and there was groups of girls there at the mall, right? And they
hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And they would like have sleepovers and do the Ouija board and they were hanging out. You know what I'm saying? You would like meet a girl at like school, then you talk to her, then you have to meet her friends, whatever. And then like they would talk about boys and like Saved by the Bell, Girls don't even have that. My nephew's girlfriend has no friends. None. She has no friends. The fact that there's lonely women is absolute clown shoes. They're not supposed to be lonely. Us men, fine. But the fact that women, they can't even make friends anymore.
Well, you
absolutely insane.
You try to make inroads with their interests, and that takes a little bit of social skills.
Yeah. There was a video that I did, Matt, and this girl goes, I don't have any friends, but I understand that you have to be a little bit thirsty to make friends. It's like, what? So you're trying to say that like thirsty is not a positive connotation word. You know what I'm saying? Thirsty means desperate. You think that in order to make friends that you got to be desperate? That's crazy. Slow Voltage says the best edutainment. Hey, thanks, man. You guys are gonna see more lives like this because there's a whole list of topics that I want to talk about. The next one's gonna be about self-control. So thanks for the.
What you can do is you find a sporty gal who likes to do things. Maybe she likes tennis. Maybe she likes volleyball, and start playing volleyball with her. That's the best way in, bro.
Well, Matt, here's the thing. There's a couple things that I say, and you are 1,000% correct. Because guys, if you know any young guy who's going to college, or if you are a young guy who's going who's going to college, make friends with one of the chicks from the volleyball team or the soccer team or both.
It's so easy. They scream when they find out that you have a similar interest.
Guys, you will be able to slay so many hot chicks.
You get so much of that.
You will be around them. Even if you get friend zoned by the one, she's gonna take you around all of her hot volleyball friends. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're winning games. Oh, and you're there when they're celebrating. Oh, dude,
it's a win-win. You know, gals who are active are always the thin ones. And that's the type I like.
Yeah, and they're thin and they're pretty. Hey, thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate that. And then I have, he says that we live in participation trophy culture. Thanks, John. Oh, and then the other thing is, Matt, to talk about your point. Women think that guys get jealous of their friend who has the hot girlfriend. No, or the hot wife. No. Guys are jealous of that guy who has the wife who watches all the UFC fights and cooks for all the friends. She goes to all the football games with him. Who is just as interested in his interests, right? Who goes to all the car shows. That's the. And then their wife is like, Matt, you always go to the car shop. You always go to the football game. See, while this other guy's wife is there, let's go Bills or let's go Eagles. You know, that's the type of chick that guys want. That's the type of chick, and she can even be mid. Guys, you're better off with a mid chick that's hella cool, or even like a kind of biggin a little bit, who's pretty cool, than some hot chick who's a headache. And guys, this is the crazy part about society now.
Keep that one that can make some killer chicken wings.
Thank you. Who every Sunday during football season, she's there. And if your friends are coming over, she's cooking. And
if she gets top my chicken wings, she's in.
Yeah. And a cold beer with you too. Or here's the thing, guys.
But women don't cook anymore. It's so fucking sad.
Not anymore. Yeah, Matt, you are cooking tonight, dude. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
This was fun.
Matt, dude, you and I know back in my day and your day, bro, the mid chicks, the biggins, right?
They could suck a you know what.
Thank you. They knew that was the way that they could compete with the hot chicks. Is they had to put out, they had to give that gawk 5,000. They had to cook and they had to be cool. That's the way, because most guys will settle for a chick, not settle for, but rather choose a 5 that's cool, that's killer in the sack and cooks and cleans, and then a 9 who's a freaking starfish in the sack, doesn't cook, doesn't clean. It's annoying.
No, those claw nails are a big red flag. Like this bitch doesn't want to do shit. All right, there I go again.
Here you go, guys. Let's do this quick and then So guys, here's the article here, right? You guys, thanks for being here on a Saturday, man. Here we go. Okay, guys, tomorrow we will have a Memorial Day special. So all you veterans, call in, check in, you know what I'm saying?
Combat vet right here.
Yeah, right on, man. Well then call in tomorrow, man. Call in, tell me the branch, when you served, what you thought about it, because there's a lot of young guys who want to join the military, and they just don't know. A lot of younger guys, especially these single mom raised guys, they don't know. They would love to have Matt, Steve, all you other veterans, C-Grip, all you veterans, man. It would be nice for you guys to actually tell them what your experience was. American students are getting dumber. It started before cough, and it's getting worse. He said he's the bearer of bad news. Now he says, look, one of the major themes of this writing is that mass media is driven by negativity bias, which is driven by audience behavior. And guys, that is true, right? Guys, people are basically, they pay attention to the most negative stuff. That's why, guys, you've noticed in the last week or two that I've dropped more like motivational videos talking about like the one the other day about marriage is a psyop. I dropped one about I forget, but I have a whole playlist of advice videos, right? Those never get any traction, but the ones about food stamps, Section 8, single moms, right? People just they like negative stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know.
Well, AJ, negative bias is just silence. And you know what? Just like Iggy Pop said, all it takes is one person to say "F you" and put up that middle finger, and the rest of the people say, "Yeah, that's what I've been thinking."
Yeah, that's true. Very, 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 very true. Hold on, guys. Let's see this. Guys, hit the like button, guys. Thanks for the super chats. So he says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news or to complain that, oh, and guys, here, if I could. Guys, please, anything that you want to do, anything that you can do, anything that you put your mind to. Okay? I'm serious. Guys, if you want to pick up a new hobby, if you want to start social media, if you want to start jiu-jitsu or whatever, just freaking do it. Guys, I have a fairly successful YouTube channel, and I stutter, okay?
No, you've done great, AJ. We love you, brother. We love you.
It occurred to me the other day. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, my good friend, he found out that one of his coworkers listens to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, one of his coworkers, they somehow, I don't know if he was listening to my video like on his phone or no, he said Clown World. And he's like, there's this guy that I watch on the internet, and it was my videos. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, if I can do this with my speech impediment, you guys can do anything. You know, because I would get more traction if I showed my face, but I can't because of my day job, you know? So the fact that I'm a voice that you guys see, and yes, my avatar is as much me as you can see, but the fact that I have a disability in the way that I communicate, and yet I have so many awesome fans and subscribers, guys, you can do anything. Seriously, I never thought that this channel, any of my channels would grow. You know what I'm saying? But this one's doing really, really well. So yeah. Anyways, and if anyone says you can't, tell them to kiss your ass, and you tell them I told them that too. You know. Anyways, okay. He says he doesn't want to be the bearer of bad news or to complain that some negative information is there, but we have the latest of this assessment. It's not good. American students are getting dumber. So we all understand that the cough badly has disrupted schooling, and that, well, this was the worst in places that prolonged the school closures. It impacted all kinds of kids in all types of places. Ideally, a national level pattern that we've seen in DC. Some are bouncing back, but some aren't. Look, so scores were declining in 2015 and 2019. Look at this, guys. Below, look at that. 2024. So this is below their level. This is reading and math. Look at that, guys. Damn. No,
things have changed a lot since the 80s. I graduated in 87. Believe me, we were expected to excel. I mean, that was the standard.
There was a guy that taught a advanced Excel class that I took for work, and he was retired, but he taught. He had his PhD in applied statistics, and he got it in the 80s. Matt, this guy, he had to do his own statistical models, and then he had to write his own software to run the model. Bro, and if that software didn't work on that 80s computer, you were cooked. You were cooked. Can you imagine? People nowadays have no clue what you guys went through in the 80s.
The amount of midnight hours that probably took that brother is it's insane.
Yeah.
Coding all night long and double checking and triple checking his work. Whoa. No one has that kind of work ethic now.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. No demographic subgroups registered significant increase. As shown in the chart below, the fall has existed across the entire ability distribution. Look at this. So this is the 90th percentile. So everyone's going down. Everyone's doing worse. This is even the top kids. Look at this, from 92 to 98. Even the top. Guys, look at the bottom percentile. This is where all the trailer trash and nugs are. Look at this.
This isn't happening in Asia.
Look at that, dude. Cooked.
This isn't happening in Russia.
Yeah. And the thing is did you see, Matt, that Sweden has spent hundreds of millions of dollars taking screens out of schools and going back to books and paper and chalkboards?
Absolutely. That's the way to go. Go back analog.
Yep. Let's see. The situation seems pretty bleak to me. Here's how the NAEB basic competency level for 12th graders is defined. We don't need to know that. I think it's worse here. So to be honest, plan A for this post was to look at international data and either show that the decline is a broadly global occurrence or that it was concentrated in the U.S. But this question is incredibly difficult to answer. Reading's even worse than in Canada, Ireland, Estonia, and rich Asian countries, but higher than everywhere else in Europe. Guys, look at that.
Man, that was a good one. You said cunt a couple times there, brother.
But guys, look, so Canada, Ireland, and Estonia read better than us, but we're better than the UK, France, Germany, etc. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
No, man, we're
Highway, how you doing,
third
man?
world here pretty quick, man. The way things
all right, man.
Very.
Yeah, but the thing is you see the Mississippi Miracle. Matt, do you know what the Mississippi Miracle is?
No, tell me.
Guys, Mississippi, their governor's first lady, she is an old school educator. So she pushed to have all the reading teaching go to back to old phonics style. That hooked on phonics worked for me, you know. They went from number 49 to number 9. They're the number 9 highest ranked when it comes to reading comprehension. Black kids in Mississippi read and do math better than white kids in almost all the liberal states. Isn't that nuts?
That's amazing.
They call that the Mississippi Miracle, guys. It's one of the most significant jumps. Hold on, Mississippi Miracle, if I can spell it right. Yeah. Okay, look at this. The Mississippi Miracle refers to the state's dramatic improvement in K through 12 reading and math scores. It went from near last to national and global prominence. Look at that.
That's rote teaching for you right there. So that's rote education. That's what works.
Yeah. Hey, Flat, man, how do you feel about people getting dumber, man? Oh, he left. Okay. Mississippi ranks highly for closing the reading achievement gap between low-income students and their wealthier peers. Unlike many states that saw severe scores that declined during the cough, students generally maintained or even improved their performance. Look at that. Yeah, guys, look at this.
MISSI
Look at this. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta look at this. Hey, guys. Hey, Matt, you watch the channel, guys. What city do I talk crap about the most on this channel? Probably more than anything else.
I should know this.
Baltimore, right?
Oh,
right. Portland's close, but I think that I've said more negative news stories about Baltimore. Guys, look at this. This is fourth grade's reading improved the most. Mississippi leads. And then look where Maryland is as far as getting worse. Didn't we show that Maryland spends almost more money per student than any other state? What an absolute joke.
And look where Oregon stands. It's
yeah,
not much better.
Are you from Oregon, Matt?
Originally, yeah, but I'm in Washington State now.
Where? God's name, why? Why?
For a job that I lost.
Whereabouts in Washington?
I'm in Longview.
Oh, yeah. I'm from Olympia, man.
Olympia's nice. It reminds me of Eugene.
Yeah, but yeah. Except for all the junkies everywhere. Yes, right by the Capitol, dude. Straight up, man. It looks like The Walking Dead in downtown Olympia, you know? But I was saying that
a couple good record stores.
Did you guys see that that communist mayor of Seattle? She was talking all that mess. We don't, all the businesses and billionaires and millionaires who are leaving, we don't really care. Good riddance.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
And then Seattle, right? Starbucks. Starbucks said, and now she did a 180. You remember she was like, boycott Starbucks. Da, 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 da. Guys, they're moving their headquarters out of there. They're shutting down stores. The owner moved to Florida. Guys, this is not
it's like a lady boy saying, "Don't you be so sure."
Guys, this is not a game here. Guys, I don't even want to say billionaires and millionaires. I'm talking about successful people and people who create jobs, okay? Because you don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to create jobs, right? You can just be moderately successful. Snowboard creates jobs because he hires guys to do jobs, right, Snowboard?
Yeah.
He's not a millionaire, yet, right?
Yet.
So here's the thing. If Snowboard State became less friendly to businesses, he could just move. The people who create wealth, who generate wealth and create jobs are more mobile than ever before. And that's what Zoran the moron and that Seattle commie broad don't get, is people can just go. You don't think, guys, that let's just say Flat Highway had a business, Snowboard had a business, Matt had a business. And all of a sudden, they're like, we're going to tax you guys an extra 4%, 5%, 6%. That's a lot of money, right? And then here I am in Orlando saying, hey, guys, hey, come here. What's it going to take to get you guys down here? You don't think
these millionaires have no allegiance to anything but the mighty dollar.
Yeah. Like, how is this hard to understand? And that's what Zoran the moron doesn't get. That's what he doesn't understand. You guys know what else chaps my ass? There was a thing that I'm trying to find where it was all these Hollywood movie stars were like, yeah, capitalism sucks, and we need to talk about socialism and the haves and the have-nots. You are the 1%. This person was going through each person being interviewed and listing their net worth. 7 million, 8 million, 15 million, 20 million, 40 million. You are the 1%. They want to tax the rich and billionaires. Why stop at billionaires? Why not go after millionaires? How do we have rich, powerful 1% people being, oh, I'm not the bad guy. I only have $20 million.
No, Washington State just passed a big thing where they're going to start taxing millionaires, and they're all fucking leaving. I did it again.
It's all good. You just good. They're moving to Florida. There was a guy,
Tennessee, Texas.
There was a guy who said he's thanking Zoran the moron because he said he's in property development. He's like, Mondami's made me so much money because there's so many New Yorkers moving down to Florida and building houses and buying houses.
Florida real estate. They're creaming their jeans right now.
Yeah. Yep. There is a chart here. Look at this change in test scores. Look at this. So this is 2005. So lower performing students were getting better. And now look at where they're at. Mid performing students now look at where they're at. And guys, look at where the cough was. And now higher earning students are basically treading water, And then there's one more chart here, guys. Let's see. Oh,
those kids are just dropping tabs and playing fill in the blank. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. They're playing Fortnite while they were supposed to be studying, And it's sad, guys. It really is. Because we live in a world where we're in a country where these young kids, they're just okay with being ignorant. And guys, this is part of the feminization of society. Women are just okay with just being useless, right? Or they're just they live life on such easy mode that they can be useless.
As long as their feelings are validated.
Yes. My generation, I think that millennials and Generation X were the last generations to, especially men, where guys you used to feel shame when you were incompetent or ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
No, brother, we played Smith the Queer all the time, man.
He's right.
I didn't do that, but but you do feel embarrassed when you feel incompetent and you feel a bit ashamed and stuff. Actually,
yeah.
And that stress, that pressure made you try harder. Nowadays, it's like who wants to try?
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, you're making little Billy feel bad about himself. He's already on SSRIs and puberty blockers because he's a transformer.
Hey, believe me, I got smeared my fair share of times on the tetherball pole, but I tried harder.
Yeah. And guys, heaven help if you were bad at dodgeball. You got better real fast.
Oh, I got my teeth knocked out in dodgeball, brother.
I remember that they let us run our own gym class once because our teacher was sick. And we were like, hey, guys, I got a great idea. Let's play dodgeball with basketball.
Ooh. That sounds brutal.
You know what's funny is like men, we have this kind of pack mentality. Tell me why it all of a sudden was unconscious, even though there was girls on both sides. It was like boys versus girls. All the girls always got hit first for some reason. Especially
aim for the knees are good.
Yeah, the loudmouth ones who were talking mess, But yeah, guys, people are getting dumber. There's just no way around this.
Yeah.
And I'll show this again. Oops. Shit. Where's it? Let me stop sharing.
I got put in the freaking clinic because I got hit with a tetherball so hard.
Guys, social media, single moms, public school, college, less religion, and laziness. This is the reason why, especially in the United States, people are getting dumber. They're spending time
because
on
expectations are lower.
What's that?
Expectations are lower.
Yeah, which all leads to laziness.
Yep.
I think laziness is the summation of all this, and I didn't put the cough on here, but the cough has exacerbated all of this.
Tylenol brain accelerated it a lot.
Yep. It's true.
What is this Tylenol thing I keep hearing? You guys got to explain that to me.
TikTok.
I made it up. Yeah. Well, my friend kind of made it up, but it really is a factor to a whole bunch of things. It just means that you kind of process information very slow, I guess is the best way to put it. Which hinders
because they were saying that pregnant chicks who ate a lot of Tylenol, Tylenol
creates
it messed with their kids' brains. It made them dullards. You know what I'm saying? If
autistic, basically.
Yeah. So that's where that came.
Or it's a contributing factor. It's not the factor. It's a contributing one.
Okay, because there's this comedian who's really funny. He's like Palestinian or something, And he's got like this Tylenol bit too. Okay, now I get it.
Snowboard, what do you think of all this?
Yeah, I agree. I'll actually even take it slightly a step farther. Again, this is not the whole population, but I did like a whole show on it once, which is very similar to this. Like, are we actually devolving? Like,
Devo.
Yeah, I think we're actually like devolving in a sense. Like,
I
not
wouldn't
like
say
not
that.
like biologically, not like
Yeah.
going backward like that. But
As
like,
a society,
societally,
Freedom of choice is what you want. Freedom of choice is what you got.
But here's the thing. When you think about it, though, you guys remember how it says, was it hard times create hard men, and then soft times create soft men? There's like a pyramid where things go up, and then it collapses, right? And that's when people get harder. So I think that we're on that decline. Abundance is making society devolve into foolishness because there's no necessity. Guys, necessity is the mother of
invention.
Thank you. That's why, once again, I showed you guys on that live stream the other day. Guys, most of the things that we developed and made practical in World War II, was actually patented and invented in the 1800s. Cars, tanks, radar, jet engines, right? The early 1912, 13, 14, 1885. But it wasn't until World War II where everyone's like, hey, Flat, Snowboard, Matt, you guys are all inventors, right? We got to win the war. You guys got patents, right? Here's money. And then you guys, well, you know what, Mr. General, we have this thing called the jet engine, and we have this thing called the rocket launcher, and we have this. And all these inventions started actually being made practical because of necessity. But everyone's acting like all of this stuff just came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And guys, yeah. Someone said that one. We have it so good. Yeah, guys.
Victory has defeated you.
No, without penicillin, there would have been no storm on Normandy. We would not have gone.
Yeah.
Peace has cost you your strength.
All right, guys. But yeah. So, and I talk about religion, guys. Once again, one of the reasons why there was universal illiteracy in the United States was reading the Bible. They want every kid to be able to go to Sunday school and read the Bible. Now, I'm not religious, but hey, once again, their heart's in the right place. You know what I mean? Guys, people need to learn how to read. Reading is essential. That's just how it works. And I'm not going to be like, oh, well, people didn't learn how to read because of the Bible. No, apparently it was doing a lot of good because we've seen, once again, as I showed in these charts, as the United States has got less religious, the literacy rate has gone down. And a lot of it's these churches that don't even have Sunday school anymore. What a joke, you know? Guys, here we go. Let's look at some news stories here. Hold on. Here we go. You guys, thanks for being here. Hit the like button, please. I appreciate that.
Disturbing new report from UC San Diego finding more than 1 in 10 freshmen can't do basic math and need remedial classes just to catch up. Jeannie Allen, founder and CEO of the Center for Education Reform, is deeply concerned about this, and she joins us now. Jeannie, I was shocked to see that they expected about 1% of the incoming class to need this remedial math. They wound up having to put about 8.5% of their incoming students into remedial math, and that includes elementary and middle school math subjects. They're in college. What is happening that the system is failing them to the point they don't know remedial math and they're now in college?
Yeah, it really, Sandra, should be shocking to most of us, but sadly, it feels like
Don't see these numbers in Asia.
These freshmen, you have to understand, in 2015 and 16, were in 4th grade. And in California, where most of these students are coming from at UCSD, they were less than 30% proficient in math and reading on average, and for minority kids of whom they serve.
Look at that, guys. And guess this is California. They spend a lot of money on education there, right? What a joke.
But it was less than 20%. And so where have we been? Why are we continuing to accredit these schools, allow them to get public and private money, and yet they're like, oops, these incoming freshmen, they need a remedial education. I suspect that those tests are probably a little inflated too. It's more like 30 to 40% on average of our college freshmen need remedial education across the board.
Yeah, I was going to say they have reason to want to probably try to doctor those numbers up just a little bit. So you might even assume there are more needing remedial math than even are getting it.
Yeah.
These are the numbers that sort of paint the trend that we're seeing, and it is disturbing for some of us who are laying eyes on this study for the first time. So almost 1 in 5, that's 18% of first-year students at UCSD this year could not pass Algebra 1. That's 8th grade math. The last I checked, that's 12th.
Look at that, guys.
You gotta be kidding me. That freaks me out.
Damn. What a joke.
13-year-old kids. And that's compared to just 6% of students who failed to meet the same benchmark back in 2020. We knew it was a problem.
There you go, guys, right? There you go. 32.
Algebra 1, I did that in 8th grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
These BD tops can't solve for C, obviously.
Wow. What a.
Then, and this is showing us just how bad it has gotten. So as adults, we look at this and we have to ask ourselves, how are we fixing this, Jeannie?
And if you ask any wokey woke, they don't see this as a problem. Because they think math is racist, right? And that they should be teaching all this LDHCT TV in schools, you know?
Yep.
What a joke.
Well, let's also start with the fact that I want to make sure everyone knows out there, this is pre-pandemic. A lot
They're
of
definitely
the reports that
non-binary.
we just saw talks about concerns of the pandemic, which, yes, we haven't caught up.
Yeah.
But it's been worse for 20-year trend. Again, it's a generational
AJ, you know what
issue.
summarizes it pretty good? They were idiots and so were them.
Oh!
That's what they learned.
Hey-oh.
That's what they learned.
What's happening is our students are going to school.
They put the LGBT in trigonometry. Oh!
The schools are not prepared to meet their needs. And instead of finding schools that fit the kid,
The only shape they know is a pentagram. Oh!
Oh.
Hey-oh! Flat Highway is like, what did I walk into over here? Oh, no. John says, how many of these students are non-STEM programs with a lack of mathematical ability is exposed? I don't know, man. Guys, here's the craziest part about California. I have a lot of friends who have PhDs because of where I work. Do you guys know that in California, if you go to any type of grad school for STEM, it's free? So chemistry, engineering, physics, chemical engineering, guys, it's free.
That's what they are.
And these idiots still get degrees in underwater lesbian studies. You know what I'm saying? What a joke. Hey, thanks for the $4.99, man. Let me see.
From
you guys, let's go here. We have some more stories here, right? Let's see.
I'm kind of glad I went to Catholic school. They paid attention to the education.
Yeah, did you have the nuns whacking your hands with the rulers? That's how they used to do things. Catholic school.
The results are in and they do not look pretty. Listen to this. According to data released by the Education Department today, American high school seniors' math and reading proficiency are at their lowest level since the federal government began tracking scores in both of those subjects. 8th graders also receiving low marks in their understanding of science. The numbers, which come from the national test that was administered
We get what we pay for, brothers.
the first 2 months of 2024, reveal that education continues to.
Mr. Ark Bryan says we're merging with tech industry. The only way we start that. I don't think that's true, and I'll tell you why. For most things, they said chicks will be cooked because their useless jobs are getting swallowed up anyways, and they thought, oh yeah, we're working in these jobs, in these office jobs and big corporate tech jobs, blah blah, right? I try and think of what it would take of cost to actually build a robot that would do Snowboard's job. No, seriously, Snowboard cuts down trees. He has to climb up trees and trim jobs. Snowboard, can you describe the one job that you were telling me about where you had to cut down a big tree that was between two multi-million-dollar homes?
Yeah, I had to rig it up with 3 ropes to fall. I only had 3 feet of error that I could make, and you can't do that type of stuff yet with AI. It couldn't calculate it. It can't calculate physics that are
but even if it could,
physics, I guess.
Even if it could, if I'm a business, why would I not pay Snowboard $200,000 a year instead of paying $8 million for a robot?
Yeah,
because
it doesn't scale.
Yeah, is not going to be cheap enough to be affordable in our lifetime. Because Andrew Wilson, before he started doing what he is now, he was a robotics engineer and a mechanic guy, right? He made a good point. Guys, go to any factory, go to any anywhere. A lot of these factories, like Ford factories, they use basic 80s and early 90s robotics, meaning the arms and the Now they use software to make it be able to recognize imperfections, maybe grip things that are more tightly, move a little bit different, but it's the same thing. If there's a robot arm that goes, it's the thing. But it's not they'll have
you've got 10 acres to clear. You're gonna hire oh god damn it, I just lost my train of thought. You're gonna hire one of those tree scalers. They're automated. It's all about cost. It's all about saving money.
Yeah, but you still need a person to actually operate said thing.
No, you're gonna need one person in a box.
What I'm saying though is this.
Yeah.
Is this is to be able to be a business and buy a robot and send it out to plumbing jobs is not going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
The amount of money that it would take to pay for said thing and the maintenance, I could just pay 3 guys. You know what I'm saying? And it would be a lot less and they get a lot more work done. Trades are safe for a long time. A long time. And what's even worse is if you guys think health insurance is crazy, imagine robot insurance and cybersecurity premiums. You guys see how you guys know that hospitals allocate millions of dollars every year into their budget for cyber hacker ransoms, because people hack their stuff regularly and say that if you don't pay us 70 grand or $1 million, we'll turn the power off and everyone's gonna die. The ventilators and everything. So imagine that you're a tree trimming business and you actually have 5 androids. What happens if someone hacks those and says, "Hey, look," and then here I am. What are you gonna do? Not pay for your cybersecurity? It's the same.
When I was at Kaiser, they would send us phishing emails and see if we could detect them or not. It was a big deal.
Yeah. But it would be the same with health insurance, how they screw you over. You know what I'm saying? Once we start having these robots, you're better off having people and paying for their insurance and all that other stuff. It's a robot that's going to cost you way, 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 way more. Doesn't have that intuitive learning. Guys, You know what the whole thing about Kirk and Spock was? You guys remember, like, Spock was the logical one and Kirk was the cowboy. Spock didn't understand why.
My middle name is Kirk, by the way, born 1969.
Well, nice. But there's one thing that machines can't do. There's one thing even Asians can't do. Look at Americans, right? Americans, we're cowboys. You guys remember on The Mummy?
Yeah.
The first one where the assassins jump on the boat and everyone's running, but the Americans kick the table over. Yeah, they're all shoot. Americans, there's a reason why we dominate pop culture, style, fashion. It's because our culture is a rebellious culture that creates. We're a creative culture.
No, the Brits think we're fucking crazy. I did it again. The Brits think we're crazy.
Yeah, well, the Germans do too. Look at this. Look at World War II, right? The German army, guys, if anyone says the name of the Germans at the time, you will get timed out, all right? Do not say the guy's name and don't say the people's name. Just say Germans of that time period, all right? The German army was the most well-trained and effective army on the planet, right? So they were fighting the Americans, and they were like, General Helmut, we have the Americans surrounded. They will surrender. Next thing you know, the Americans go on the attack. Like, what in the world? Why would you do this? This is illogical.
Because we didn't listen to our commanding officers.
Yeah, because Americans are cowboys. That's how it works. That's how the American mind works. And guys, India, China, Japan, they are trying, even Korea, they're trying to do think tanks to like find a way to make their children as innovative as ours. See, the Japanese and Koreans, they'll take things that we invent and make it better. You know what I'm saying? But they can't. When was the last time that the Koreans and the Japanese invented something new of their own?
I got a cap top on.
Say again?
I just opened another brew.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, yeah, Honda makes great cars, but they didn't invent the car. Cell phones, computers, they might make things more efficient and improve it, but they are not good at inventing things like Americans are. We just,
but you know how it goes. The pioneers always get scalped.
Well, they're good.
That's not necessarily true.
They're good at copying and rebuilding stuff with maybe a cheaper material and doing it quicker and using kids to do it, but they're not good at generating.
No, well, that's China, not
no, China.
Or
I'm
Korea.
talking about China.
But I'm talking about Korea.
Oh, okay.
Japan, okay.
Yeah.
In general, they took the car and made Toyotas, which are reliable and do it really well, but they didn't invent it. They're not good at coming up with ideas. Yeah. They even show this when it shows how American kids play and how Japanese kids play. Americans make up all types of games and look at the even video games, right? Like that. The Japanese were good at making video games after we started the ball rolling, but that's why it's so strange seeing American video game companies now. But in general, when it comes to media and anything else, American kids, American adults are the ones who innovate things, create and stuff now. And you look at this. There's a thing.
We're the inventors.
If you're gonna burp or whatever, belts, just mute, please. Guys, so there was a thing saying why America's economy is better. Guys, there is no tech in Europe. There is no innovation industries in Europe at all. It's all in the United States and in Canada and some in Ireland. As a whole, the UK is really cooked. It really, really is. So, Omni, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
I heard dumber, so I thought I better call in.
Speaking of Canada, right? Let's
keep lower.
What's up, man? Who let the Canadian?
The IQ was looking too high in the room.
CJ, what's up, dude?
You know, there's that trope that the Scottish invented the modern world, right? And all that stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, but a lot of them, yeah,
that's a Bonnie Laddie right there.
Yes, but I'd say that they probably ended up being foundational in America too. So I think it's all a wash there. Yeah, the Scottish list of inventions is pretty funny.
Oh,
But that's up until 1850 or something. After that, it was all
didn't realize
everybody
that.
was moved over. Yeah.
I didn't know people said Scottish had invented.
Well, you knew if it wasn't Scottish, it was crap.
Really?
Look at McDonald's.
Oh, sorry, you didn't know that the old SNL skit. If it ain't
okay.
Scottish, it's crap. Mike Myers, come on. Oh man, I thought I was catching up on you guys.
Let's see here.
There's a whole skit where he's teaching his son how to respect Scottish culture, and anyone who comes in his store and questions it, they scream at them. Pretty funny.
But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about this whole people getting dumber thing?
I just tuned in like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, here you go.
But the one thing I've brought up many times,
right there, reasons why
Oh.
I think people.
there's
People
one other reason too. I don't really like activists, and I don't like political people that want to do evil things.
Mhm.
And what I've noticed over the time is, and I don't know where I picked it up, but this idea that evil people can't create, they can only destroy. And it ties into a lot of this stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah,
that-
that's well, guys. Here, you know what? That's a good one here, right? Let's do this, right? Let's do this. Where are we? Guys, we have this thing. We act like success, like doing things for money and success, is a bad thing now. People are now immigrants don't have that, obviously, which was why the legal ones kind of do better than us. But people have a problem with like snowboards saying, "Hey, look, I get up every day to make money. I want to get up there, do my business, and make as much money as possible." And you see all these wokes, all these communists.
How dare you?
It's like, guys, or people go, "Well, you just want to about the views." I'm like, guys, everyone wants anything that they do to make money. I do this for fun, but would I cry if my channel had 400,000 subs? No. Would I cry if my videos got like 1 million views? No.
Exactly.
No. It's not a bad thing to want to be successful. It's not. And it's sad. This is why I'm so glad that all you guys are here.
Well,
All of you guys that are subscribed to my channel and who are in this chat right now, don't think this. So you aren't dumb enough to actually think that success is a bad thing. You aren't dumb enough to actually think that socialism could work. You aren't dumb enough to think that white dudes only succeed at the expense of said marginalized group. You aren't dumb enough to actually think that people are just poor because of white supremacy or capitalism,
True.
right? You're not dumb enough to actually think these stupid things are actually true.
Hey, that's the one
joke.
thing hip hop groups and heavy metal groups share in common is we're all going for that gold ring. We're all going for the money.
Yeah, I love like a lot of the modern anti-capitalist sentiment too. Cracks me up because it's assuming that big businesses are stealing money on the backs of this and this, and it's like, wait, somebody invented something that was effective and helpful for somebody, helpful enough that they pay for it, and they got rich off it. So
exactly, create a product that people want, and if they buy it, you're in business.
Yeah,
and that's totally missing from the conversation, right?
Yeah,
like it was actually effective use of your time to help somebody else. It was something they need. As stupid as most of the consumer stuff is, but for the practical things, like there's.
And who are the ultimate consumers?
It's fine.
Hold on, guys. Here it is. What? Look. Share my screen here. I don't know. A lot of these socialists, they're lazy, trying to justify being lazy, or they're rich and they're like, they grew up in luxury and they're like, yeah, hey, you poor people, this isn't the way to live. It's like, screw you, dude. You know? But that's like, here, Flat. Have you ever talked to anyone else who's black who wants to like give away our rights, a right to like bear arms, a right to have free speech, or like not be capitalistic? It's like, us blacks really haven't had access to our full rights long enough to just give them away. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like let us be here for a while before you decide to say that we should just give up the right to bear arms, the right to free speech, and the right for
That's an interesting take.
You know what I mean?
Hell no, I loved it when the gangster ice cream truck came chiming down the streets of Northeast Portland.
When the what? Man, what are you talking about, bro? You rein it in.
Chad or something?
Yeah. What? Yeah, yeah.
Chaz, excuse me.
Huh?
Maybe he's talking about Chaz.
He was an SAS guy over there. They're like
remember that,
charging
AJ,
him.
when they took over part of Portland? That Chaz?
No, that was Seattle.
Oh.
No. Let me say it slower. I was happy to hear the local brothers who had their ice cream truck, going through the streets of Northeast Portland. I was always excited to hear that.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
ice cream trucks.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude, but
Tangent.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a trend that began
Sweet.
before the COVID pandemic. Washington
They weren't just selling ice cream.
is live. Hannah, what more do these numbers tell us?
Well, Nicole, the leader of the center that conducted this testing calls the results sobering, and we're hearing a similar level of.
Oh, this girl in purple can have mine. Woof.
And
Woof.
this testing happened with 12th graders in the areas of math and reading, and 8th graders in the area of science. And I want to show you what exactly those scores found.
The worst part about it is those of us that don't have kids, our taxpayers' dollars are going towards these schools that are churning out morons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
In that category of reading, the average score for 12th graders tested last year was 3 points lower than when tested in 2019. Then if you take the scores in math, it looks pretty similar. The average scores for 12th graders was also 3 points lower. And those average scores for both math and reading are at their lowest since the testing started back in 2005. In science, the average score for those 8th graders was 4 points lower than in 2019.
Now, guys, this is the average. So we know that there's people at the way bottom that are all the way down here. You know what I mean?
But those scores are not measurably different than in 2009. Now, of course, one of the significant differences here in these rounds of testing is...
Oh, hey, Snowboard. When we went over her report before, you know what state was actually doing really, really bad? What was Maryland? And what's the city that we always talk about that's in Maryland, Snowboard?
Baltimore.
Thank you very much.
Well.
And the Baltimore school system spends the most money on their students too. Ridiculous.
Hey, do you get it down there where teachers unions are like activists and they always want to like remove the standardized testing so they can't have the scores? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. It wasn't just our invention.
Yeah.
I'm sure we exported it, to be honest.
But
they probably, it sounds weak and lame, so maybe.
They even removed the requirements to graduate from high school altogether.
Wow.
And
no way.
In one of the videos that I did, someone goes, well, if these kids can't read, how do they take the SAT? It's like, well, they've got rid of that too.
Yeah.
They've got rid of parallel parking and driver's tests in some states. That's how you know we're cooked. You know what I mean?
No, my SATs in 1987 made me join the army. I didn't do well at all.
Read the writing on the wall.
Nation's report card, math and reading
That's no
scores
lie.
plummeted for middle schoolers. They've hit their lowest level in years for 13-year-olds. The result,
guys, what do I always say about wearing a suit?
Making sure it fits.
Come on, please, guys. If you got to wear a suit to work, at least get in shape. No one's asking you to be like Adonis. You get what I'm saying? But guys, please please be in decent shape and get a suit that actually fits. You know?
Yeah,
Come
especially
on,
the
man.
neck.
From Nationwide.
Look, yeah, because look at the.
He squeezed
Yeah,
that
you got
in.
double chin, wear a beard.
I can get one more year out of this shirt. Can't do the button up. Tie holds it in place.
Has a closer look.
She's been having lots of problems with math and also reading. I mean, and spelling as well.
Abraham Tovar says his daughter Mariah has been struggling at school since the pandemic and remote learning.
I didn't understand the teacher very much because sometimes her computer didn't work.
Results from testing.
Damn. Matt, how you doing, man?
For sure.
Oh, not bad. How about you? Can you hear me okay?
Another Matt.
Yo.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah.
How you doing? How do you feel about Americans? About people
What's
getting
up, Matt 2.0?
What? Oh, no, I'm not really an American. Believe it or not, I'm from dog shit Canada, and I'm so
Dude, that's disgusting.
Oh, nice. Another
Wipe that off my
Canadian.
shoe.
Another Canadian. They're everywhere. That's right.
That wasn't very nice. You didn't have to lump me in. Jeez.
Oh my God, Canada.
Matt.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Hey, Matt. So where are you from in Canada?
Toulon, Manitoba.
Oh, Manitoba. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to know precisely where I am, just imagine where the border is between Minnesota and North Dakota. You go straight up by 2 hours, you get into Winnipeg, that's the capital, and you go up north just another 2 hours, and you're pretty much in the Interlake area, and that's where Toulon is.
So
And that's where the sun doesn't set.
And Matt, how do you feel about Alberta seceding?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, can we talk about something else?
Oh my God, I hope Canada breaks apart. I really do, and I hope it
You know
takes.
what's crazy though? Matt Omni, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple guys, and I need to actually like film myself going on TikTok, right? Why is it that it seems like there's Americans like Snowboard and Matt and myself that care more about like Canada and the UK than some Canadians and Brits do?
Because I can tell you right now, because Canada's full of shit. Okay, you're taking away their guns. You've got little tranny hairs with nose rings and color hair running around all over. The
What are you talking about, Canada's bullshit?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here, let's just cut down on the swearing.
Sorry,
all
sorry,
right,
I
that's
didn't
all.
mean
You code your language, and you're good. So, yeah.
Sorry, AJ, I didn't mean to. I just slipped out.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I'm just trying to get as much education as I can so I can get the hell out of this country. That's all.
Hey, more power to you, man. If it was up to us, then look, I have some subscribers from the UK, Canada, right? Mexico that are good, productive guys. If it was up to us, we would trade 3 or 4s for you guys any day long. We round up all these dunderheads, especially B-dubs. Guys, put a 1 if you agree that we need to do a B-dub to foreigner exchange program. Any things like this, guys.
You know what, AJ, I got a good deal for Americans. Okay? Really good deal.
I get that
I
money.
think you should
Bitch,
find
give me
all
what
the-
you got.
Oh, sorry. I think you should find all the people on EBT and all the criminals and just stuff them all in a big shipping container and send them all up north to Canada.
Yeah.
Plenty. Yeah. And the fact is, I would like to see Canadian tax dollars pay Americans.
Kind of doing that.
Yeah. And then dump them all up north, way up in the North Pole there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of space up there.
Guys, Canada is so cooked. I mean, the UK is cooked too. And it's so funny because you guys know that France is actually the worst off out of all of them. You know that? Yeah. France is more cooked than almost any other Western nation there is. Now, Sweden was cooked, but they have this woke prime minister that did the okey doke, the whoop de whoop, and she was going up for re-election. So she went against her entire party. Her whole message is because remember, European conservatives are basically like our liberals. You got and Canadian conservatives are like our liberals. You guys don't really have conservatives like we have conservatives here. You know what I'm saying? But this Swedish chick, she went far right. and because Sweden, it was getting so bad. There was parts of what's the capital of Sweden? Stockholm.
Yeah.
Where cops didn't
The
go
no-go
because there were
zone,
so
yeah.
many migrants there going to war with each other. They had to do classes with guys from areas of a lot of sand and said, hey, let's not essay women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She closed the borders. They're kicking out the illegals. And they're not even taking asylees or refugees. They're paying Uganda to take the asylees. Wow. They're saying no more. They're just like Poland now. That's how extreme. All the rest of her platform hasn't changed. And she got voted in overwhelming, and her opposition did not see that coming at all. It's one of the most genius. It's so good that I can't believe a woman did it. I mean, guys, hey, who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk it? You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
But guys, that's the only way. And this is the thing about Canada. You guys had so much legal migration. Trudeau let in so many people legally.
Yeah, and it's the only thing. It's just it masks the GDP numbers.
Yes.
And that's it. That's all. But GDP per capita is toast. But
There's
GDP
no
overall
reason.
it's kept up. And
There's
that's
no
it.
reason why you guys should be. I think it's like 3 years where you guys were importing as many people legally as us. You guys have a tenth of our population.
Yeah.
That is now, guys. I got
I was
a
in
C+.
Toronto not long ago, and it's like straight up India.
Mogadishu.
Oh
yeah.
Hey,
AJ.
It sucks.
Since I have Canadians here, hold on. Sorry, guys. Guys, you gotta watch this again. Hold on. You remember on me? It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I showed this. Guys, watch. watch.
So I am.
Oh yeah.
I was born in Melbourne. I started transitioning 6 or so months ago.
White-looking Indian.
Roaming there a few months after I started transitioning. Hello, let me ask you, do you have solar panels? No, do not hang up. I am not scamming you. I am Indian. End of story.
If she can curse chicken, I'll have her.
Guys, I saw this. I was laughing for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, dude, Omni's still awake. I was like, Omni, bro, answer your phone. I was like, check this.
Yeah.
It takes a dump in the.
Yeah.
You know what? You gotta see Winnipeg. Winnipeg is like there's people there's actually no dumping signs. All
no way.
Yes.
No
yes.
Way.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. That's a crappy situation. Oh!
They'll be here soon.
AJ, you want to know something else that's funny?
Oh, that didn't curry any favors. Oh!
He was being a misandrist.
Oh! well, no shit, Sherlock. Oh!
He was trying to make a blanket statement. What is a foul statement? Oh!
Oh no!
I'm not as good live as I am out there texting. Damn.
But that is sad though. Like Matt, Canadian Matt. We feel for you guys.
Oh, you know what else is funny? I got something more here for you too. So I go to the University of Manitoba, and I'm working on my 4th engineering degree. And
what?
Yeah, I got 4 engineering degrees.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. You got to scoop me up and drag me. What? But anyway, the story I'm trying to get at is when I did the capstone, just for my last degree there too. You know how many white people were actually in the classroom when we had a class of about 67 people. Guess how many white people were
10 people. 10
5.
people.
5.
I was about one of the only white guys.
I believe it.
Yeah, but Matt, Omni, snowboard, Matt, we all know the secret, right? every time the white guys wake up and you take a dump, there's a gold bar in the toilet, right? I mean, come on, you can be honest with us. And then silver rains from the skies. I mean, we all,
Yes.
we all know this. Yeah, what are you?
Yeah.
It's such a joke, guys. Here's the thing. That's one thing that doesn't fly on this channel. Because I was gonna start my channel and be more of like a black manosphere channel, and then I realized, guys, all of us men have all the same problems. Because anyone can
Amen, brother.
At this gynocentric misandrous system, guys. There's rich guys, poor guys, black, white, Hispanic, who are getting cooked in divorce court, right? Getting falsely accused. You know what I'm saying? So we cannot divide ourselves and be tribalistic like the wokey wokes and feminists do. Guys, we just can't. There's no reason to. Guys, and this is why I always say it, and put a 1 if you agree. This is the most tolerant place in the internet. Because, guys, all you need to do is stop simping. Guys, we've all got cooked. We've all simped, all that. But once you stop and you're here, we don't judge you. You know what I'm saying? We just don't. So, but yeah. I was gonna say about
we have to use our discernment and be together.
Yeah, but especially young white dudes have had it. They've had it. And I'm so glad. You cisgendered white men need to sit down and listen. Yeah, because yes,
or you need to step
white
aside.
Boys are fucked. White boys are screwed.
You just step aside and let women lead.
Oh my God!
But after they wrecked all the white boys, who's next? Who's next? White women.
Let's go, my brother from the Great White North. What's up, my brother? What's going on?
Hey, not much.
Oh my goodness! Good to see you over here. What's going on?
Oh, so much schoolwork, and I'm just trying to take a break now. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm just trying to make myself look good. You know, some guys, I don't know, they whine and complain, but me, I want to just keep doing a lot of school. I'm institutionalized.
Sounds good.
Keeps me off the streets.
Yeah, well, like AJ always says, if you make our brothers in Canada and Australia, good job for making it one more day in those feminist hellholes.
Oh my God, if I ever got stories to tell you just at the university that I go to. Lots and lots of girls with nose rings.
Oh yeah.
And they're in engineering. Like the engineering buildings are filled with women who have nose rings and colored hair.
You know that 40% of women that get engineering degrees won't even go into engineering?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've split this way. I've been in different places where they have women engineers, and the work is so shitty.
Yeah, because and then engineering has
build a sandwich.
and then engineering has a recruitment and a retention problem, because 50% of women in STEM quit the field altogether by the age of 42, or if they have a kid, whatever comes first.
Yeah,
but it's because of the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they want loan forgiveness.
Yeah. If AJ said it the worst. Any degree program or anything that women go into is screwed. Biology used to be a good field to go into, but so many women buy into this Grey's Anatomy, I'm going to be a doctor stuff, when like a lot of them aren't smart enough to become doctors. So they all get biology degrees. A biology degree is literally worth toilet paper right now.
But because of the patriarchy.
Yep.
It's handy to have if you complement with something else, but you're right. Yeah, it's inflated. Unfortunately, the University of Manitoba is largely a biological university of sorts. Of bioengineering, biophysics, plant biology, you name it.
What's that really good university in Montreal called that like everyone wants to go to?
Oh, I don't know about that one.
McGill.
There's
or Queens. McGill. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is it? Waterloo University, but that's in Ontario. That's the primary engineering school in Canada. It's like the
I went to Montreal to visit a friend 2 years ago, and dude, it was one of the worst days I've ever been to. Bunch of syrup sucking frog, frog talking Frenchy bastards. It was just awful, dude. Oh. Everyone was just rude as shit. I'm like, why is everyone so rude here? I'd walk into a place and they're speaking French, and I would say hello, and they'd look at me like, how dare you speak English here? How dare you?
Oh yeah, the French. Quebec's pretty entitled. I would never step in that province ever.
It was awful. I couldn't wait to leave, dude. I couldn't wait.
Yeah, I had a job where I was basically going to a different country every month. And I was like learning, how to say hello in all these different languages. And then I met my French friends from Quebec, and they're just like, "Oh, don't even try." Everywhere else is like, "Yay!" Go to Japan, they're like, "Yay! He knows how to say hello. This is fun. Let's have a fun time." The other one's like, "Shut up! Don't even try."
Honestly, I think that French is the worst language on the planet.
Well, it's the most useless language on the planet.
Well, that too. I'd rather speak fucking Burmese or some shit than fucking French.
Amen, brother. Learn Spanish.
Yeah, I say it because I was dumb enough where I took French in high school trying to be different and edgy and cool. Yeah, that was a stupid mistake. I didn't want to be like everyone else, so I took French, and that was my first exposure to that awful language, dude.
Well, that explains it, because in Canada we all take it from grade 4 till grade 12.
And then
by law.
And then my ex-wife was a francophone West African, so that made it even worse. I do not have a good experience with the French language. Let me tell you, it's terrible. Bunch of frog-tongued bastards.
Jean-Michel.
Yep, terrible. So, but yeah, wait, what was this video about? Where's AJ at?
He hasn't started this one yet.
I don't know. You may
go to news reports about failing grades, how the standardized testings are showing.
Here's this one from LA. Hold on.
The nation's report card shows math and reading scores among America's 13-year-olds fell to their lowest levels in decades. LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho says the district doesn't separate out data like the National Assessment of Educational Progress.
We're doing par with the nation, unfortunately.
The national sample found the average reading scores fell by 4% between 2020 and 2023, and math scores dropped 9 points in the same period. Here in the West, there was no change to reading scores, but math is down 9%. Longtime LAUSD teacher Laura McCutcheon says standardized testing is tough on non-native English speakers.
Even in math, there's a lot of word problems and multiple steps required to figure out the answer.
And she says test scores don't really show the struggles teachers face every day.
You can end up with higher level administrators visiting, scrutinizing what you're doing because those scores just didn't go up according to the goals.
We're not going to assess our way to academic excellence in this country. However, we cannot operate in the dark. So we need a balanced approach.
The superintendent says that will happen with a new strategy that includes a month-long summer school, which begins this coming Monday, extending the next 2 school years by 3 days each as opposed to the standard 180 days, and training teachers in the science of effective instructions for reading. Mariah Tovar and her dad hope the new labor contract with teachers that include smaller class sizes will help as well.
Because you won't get distracted with much kids screaming or talking over the teacher.
Come on, guys. There's another one.
Oh, man, that's reminds me too. Like,
I could actually understand the pain of those kids.
Joining us
for a while there, I could not read when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, I mean, like this is what parents are for, and then as well as culturally, the pressure to perform and get these things under your belt usually pushes people to get the tutoring that they need and not just rely on the system to solve it all, because you can't solve it for such a wide range of abilities. You need to pull out these other stops.
Well,
They can solve it for such a wide range of abilities. You need.
Someone's having a echo or something like that.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. First off, we need the majority of teachers to be men, because when that was the case, there was no such thing as a teacher's aide or anything like that. And then there wasn't anything past a compulsory education. Like, women have literally infested education and made it about everything besides compulsory education.
We also need to bring back the paddle, dude.
Yeah.
Let's bring back the burqa.
Nah, don't bring back the paddle. That's horror stories for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like women care about everything except math and science. You know, women are the ones you see these female academics. You guys see that article where some British PhD at some college is trying to say that Shakespeare was a lesbian black woman or some shit. I'm dead serious. Look it up.
I think you're
Netflix series soon.
I think you're talking about Shakespeare.
Yeah. Or the whole freaking math is racist thing. All these freaking academic women. I'm telling you, man. Like, we need to get women out of education. I want to see 80% of teachers as men.
I've said this.
Sorry. Have you guys seen that? There was a video that this guy that goes around and interviews Black or African Americans and sees, could you not read this card or whatever it is. There was one where they said,
he's in Philadelphia.
Could you read cursive? And there was a word that said feeble on it, and nobody could read cursive. And I was just like, holy shit, is that ever life-threatening? If you can't read cursive, you can't read legal documents, man, everything could slide right underneath your nose like that. Yeah. And I can't believe, like, if women don't want math and science and all that, that's like there's women that can't even read cursive.
Oh yeah, I mean, that show has a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You guys know where ever since the 1800s, women have always had a higher rate of compulsory education than men, because men have had to go, out, work in the fields and the mines. That's why on contract
and be soldiers.
Yeah, that too. And men would have a lot of men they couldn't read, so that's why they put an X at the bottom of the contract with the line, because like they would just sign on the line.
Yeah.
Like, women have always had a higher level of compulsory education than men.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah. But
if you go
another thing, guys,
elementary school,
hold on, people don't get that people are trying to say that that women couldn't go to college. No, women couldn't go to Ivy League schools, right? But a lot of the typists and secretaries and all this other stuff in 1920, they were going to these college programs. They were getting bachelor's degrees, but there was more women going to these colleges, not Ivy Leagues, because of these smaller programs, right? So they would do like you have to be an actual like secretary would actually need to go to a certain school to do it.
Yeah, it's a vocational thing.
Yeah. So this whole feminist standpoint theory.
But they weren't allowed to work.
You guys know what standpoint theory is?
No, I never heard of that.
Standpoint theory is what the woke believe, that the more oppressed you are, the better understanding of the world you have. That's why they're like, you white men need to shut up and listen to everyone else, because if you're a gay, transformer, a midget, autistic, one-legged person,
guy.
then you understand more than anyone else, so you should be able to talk more. That's what standpoint theory is. And that feminist standpoint theory, where they look at everything through the lens of a woman and then think that women were oppressed. Insane. So, snowboard, you were saying?
Yeah, if you go into, I mean, I only speak on the United States, but if you go into any like elementary school and middle school, it's all ran by women except like the janitor, basically. And that's part of the reason why like we don't have like male principals. As far as I know, we don't really have any men teachers unless they're kind of like zesty. There's no like balance in there. It's mostly just of these women who we've seen diddling of students more. They're also dumber, and they say, oh, they need more money. Well, it's like, well, I don't think we should really be throwing more money at the people who are already not doing a good job. More money doesn't necessarily mean a better result. It just means
No,
they're
literally
more money.
They're literally pushing them out, and you see this across multiple sectors where they're like, we'll hold on as long as we can, but eventually they have to leave because they don't fit in anymore.
Yeah, but
You
it's
can't fake it
also
any longer.
it's also a parenting issue too. They want some of these kids, they can like barely tie their shoes or do like any like normal stuff that it's, the parents really need to be doing a better job as well. If you just are going to rely on the public schools, the public school system to educate your kid, you're kind of a crap parent, in my opinion. That's the bare minimum and bottom of the barrel. You got to do a little extra on your own as a parent to have them read or say, hey, like, I will buy you this Call of Duty video game, but I want you to actually read this book and tell me about it and not use like AI. I actually want you to like read it and I'll give you some rewards for it. That there's a lot of that's not really happening right now. For some people, yeah, but the way we're seeing it en masse, it's like, well, if you were making them read, they would probably know how to read. And you know what I mean? Like, how can you have your kids not really know how to read? And you haven't figured that out and thought it was like, well, geez, this is like going to really set them up for failure if I don't,
I should
have
be
them
learning
know
that at
some
home
basics
before you're ever in a program.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I don't think any of us are old enough to remember coming home to a parent after school.
Yeah,
You know what
I
like
just kind
that
of like let
changed.
myself in. Yeah.
And so they wouldn't know
That's
what
true.
was going on.
I'm 57, and as a young boy growing up in rural Oregon, I would walk a lot. It's a trope already, but I would walk 2 miles to get back to school. But
uphill in the snow both ways.
But there's definitely something to say about faith-based education. As if I had kids right now, I don't have kids because I was smart and have kids. But if I had kids, I would prefer a faith-based education like Catholic schools. And
damn, did you guys see there was a shootout at the White House?
No.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. Hold on.
Is that ballroom causing problems again?
Here we go, guys. Look at this.
Since 2022, President Trump promises the prices will go down, but his grip on Republican support on Capitol Hill is weakening.
Whoa!
There's shots.
Look at that!
Shots.
Wow! I hate to laugh.
another CNN false flag.
Yeah, can you play it again, AJ? Yeah.
No, because he had his earpiece in and he's listening to the guy, but then he's like, "Wait a minute, do I hear something?" So I see his delayed response. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what in the world? Damn.
Yeah, if you ever hear gunfire at the White House, the first thing you do is to run across the yard and get out of there.
Yeah.
Run fast.
Yeah, but look.
My gosh.
I mean,
lay on the ground. Just lay on the ground. Just don't move.
They're women. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Damn. Here it is. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use.
Right now on Fox 5 News at 10, breaking news right outside of the White House. The Secret Service says a suspect is dead after approaching a White House checkpoint with a weapon. Law enforcement also reporting that a bystander was shot and is in critical condition. The president was inside the White House at the time, but remained safe and unharmed. And new at this hour, Fox News Digital is now just reporting a suspect identity. Let's get right out live to our...
We have a security checkpoint near 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, pulled a gun from a bag and opened fire on officers. Secret Service returned fire.
These false flags are getting slicker and slicker all the time.
But hold on. Okay, let's just say that it was true, right? Because guys, look at these idiots that are out there that honestly think that Orange Man is a fascist. Guys, I don't think that this is fake. I think there's people out there that are that dumb. And guys, you really think that they would? Come on, guys. I honestly think that there's people who live on social media. Guys, if there's people dumb enough to,
they got crisis actors holding the mic.
No, listen. There are people. I'm a transformer refugee from the United States, and I live in Canada. There's transformer refugees from Texas moving to Seattle, and Seattle's gonna do a state of emergency, right? Because if there's people that dumb, you don't think that there's some Tylenol brain idiot that's watching the news so much that they would try this? Seriously? Really? You guys honestly think that this would have to be cooked up? You don't think that out of the 380 to 400 million people in the United States, there's not like a 1%? Because guys, there's 1% of people who are transformers. I mean, if they're that crazy, you don't think that they're crazy enough to try this?
Well,
Seriously?
it's less than 1% that actually do violent crime.
Yeah,
and you hear about it all the time.
Yeah. So guys, I mean that one shooting in San Diego, they were like 2 transformers, right? So was that a false flag? No. I'm just saying, I believe this stuff when happens because people are just nuts. And with the scrutiny and the social media attention on Orange Man all of the time, wasn't there some study that showed like 70 or 80% of all the media on Orange Man is negative? That's more than any other president in history. So whether you like him or you hate him, you're bombarded by negative images of the guy. So you don't think that on TikTok and Instagram and all this other stuff, these SSRI munching morons wouldn't do this?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's why I always laugh.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to be a contrarian and to say I'm going to go bail and go hit my local rub and tug. Bye-bye.
What?
Matt, you're not even making sense, bro. If you're going to talk, make sense, all right? I don't even know what that even means. But anyways, here, guys, once again, that guy who ran through the checkpoint, right? The guy, he clearly had mental issues.
21-year-old.
He was a woke dude that had mental issues. He got clipped by the tism, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he was some woke, and he was just going down the rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? You know, living in his mom's basement, rubbing himself in his own feces, you know what I'm saying? And then he decided to try and go after the president. Yes,
multiple times.
Yeah. So.
And this is still an active investigation.
You can get it, though. How are you doing?
And again, the scene remains active with that large police presence. As soon as we know any other details regarding this incident, we'll be sure to...
I want to bring in former FBI agent Richard Kolko. Rich, thank you so much for joining us again. You and I spoke, I believe...
Yeah, we'll learn more in the next couple of days, guys, but this is just nuts. It really, really is. Yeah. And guys, once again, it's so funny that the woke say that us conservatives hate democracy, but they're the ones that can't actually wait to vote stuff out or vote stuff in. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who don't respect the democratic process. You know? What
since 2022,
absolute
President
joke. You know,
And to think you could even get in there is insane too. Like,
well, he ran up on a checkpoint, so like there's checkpoints. He probably tried to get through the first one. And here's the thing, these guys, check out Dire Trip. He does a lot of videos. There's two channels that are really, really good. There's Dire Trip. He does true crime stuff. And then there is Documenting Evil. He does true crime stuff. And guys, these people don't think these things through, right?
Right.
All they think is that a lot of them have this God complex. A lot of them think that they're going to be, but they don't really think things through. You know what I'm saying? They just think that this guy probably thought that he was going to jump in the car just like a Grand Theft Auto. And then blast his way into the Oval Office. Guys, the White House is one of the most heavily fortified places there is. Okay?
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, what are you talking about? The odds of anyone getting in there are so ridiculously small. Actually, the only person who could have probably done it. You guys remember Killdozer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
could have probably done it.
Marvin Heemeyer. Yeah. He said it was God's plan.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that ran away with that tank there in Los Angeles back in '94?
Oh yeah, that was cool. You guys, I was talking about the Hollywood bank shootout back in the day. I remember watching that live on TV. Those guys that had the armor-piercing bullets and body armor, that was crazy, you know. So, and then the cops had to go to the gun store and be like, "We need to borrow these," because they didn't have enough firepower. It was crazy. So, but yeah. All right, guys, we'll shut this bad boy down. All you Canadians, guys, we feel for you guys. We really, really, really do. You have our support. You know, all you West Canadians. You know, we feel for you guys. Because
Can you adopt me, please? I'll be your. I'll live in a doghouse. Just
hey,
get a degree.
Dog.
Yeah, we could. We would bring you down here, man, because it's just sad that us Americans care more about Canada and Canadians being successful than like the whole east part of your country does. Sad. Idiotic, underheaded morons, all of them, dude.
I have had a lot of tragedy hit me in this country. Okay, like I even lost all my guns. Okay, all of them. They all got taken by the cops not too long ago.
What?
So, yeah, all of them. They didn't like what I said in a text message one time. Next thing you know, I'm in handcuffs and thrown in a jail cell. Yeah, and it wasn't even a public conversation. It was just a text message.
That's crazy. Well, guys,
and I had no chance in front of a judge or nothing to say my piece. They just took everything from me. Tried to put me in jail for 3 years in a federal prison just for a message.
Can you immigrate anywhere?
I don't know.
You got to get out of there, dude.
Yeah, you got to get out of there, man.
Yeah, Matt,
come to Alberta.
Are you on Discord, Matt?
Am I on Discord? Yes, I am.
Here, email me, ajrants@gmail.com, and I'll let you in our Discord. And Omni, Matt.
AJ Rants, he said? Just that's all one word?
AJ Rants, yeah. And then what we can do is have another Canada's Cooked stream.
Yeah.
Because I'm calling all Canadians because I didn't realize things were that bad, dude. Seriously.
Yeah. There's a lot more. There's a lot worse too. They tried to pass a bill not too long ago, and now I think they kind of tried to worm it in where they could disconnect you from telecommunication services like your cell phone, your landline, your internet. They can get all these other companies that distribute to you and just stop doing business with you so they can cut off communications.
Well, they had a good run of it. They tried it out before.
It's getting bad. So not only take away your guns, they tried to bring in the smart city. They tried for Winnipeg here. They are promoting running around the city there to go and grab the guns. So there's a whole laundry list of firearms.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and they're trying to take that to, like, you can tell right away they're getting ready to do something very, very bad to people here. Oh, and another thing too, you have a lot more, and this is, I've never seen this before until previous cough, when all the lockdowns were over. And they're trying to promote a lot of this indigenous way of life thing. They've stripped away words. Like they're one of the main driving corridors in Winnipeg was called Bishop Granted, and they call it Abajoni Avenue now. They're really working hard at stripping everything Christianity out of everything and replacing it with Aboriginal stuff. And then what they're planning to do is get enough generations all entangled in this what do you call it, this Aboriginal way of life thing, so they can steal land from us. So there are farms where I'm at right now that have that are farms for more than almost 150 years before Canada was even a country, all around me.
Yeah,
and they're getting ready to take that land from them and then put trees everywhere, so that way they can snuff out all the farms.
Well, what's crazy is I was in Ireland recently, and I told you guys that Canada and America and Australia and New Zealand are different because there is no ethno-national standard. So anyone can come to the United States legally, get their citizenship, and be American. We go by nationality and then race. Ethnicities don't matter here. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. Whereas in England, I've said this 1,000 times, the English are an ethnicity. England belongs to the English in the same way that Japan belongs to the Japanese. Ireland should be for the Irish. Is that a crazy thing to say?
Yeah, right.
It's so crazy that there was this Irish guy who was sitting next to me on the plane back when I was flying back to Ireland, and he was trying to feel me out for my politics. And I was like, I'm conservative. I don't believe in my migrants or anything. And I was like, how do you feel about the migrants in Ireland? And he was trying to like dance around it. And I'm like, bro, you are indigenous to Ireland. I said, why don't you guys have indigenous pride? Is that in the same way that the indigenous peoples of the United States need to be protected or whatever? That we talk about Native Americans and indigenous. You guys are indigenous to Ireland. Yeah. He goes, I never thought of it that way before. I'm like, bro, you need to start calling yourself an indigenous Irish person. Protect indigenous life. Protect indigenous culture. Reframe the narrative. The English, the Scots, the Welsh, they're indigenous to that country. White is an American term, right? White means that you've immigrated to the United States, you lose your ethnic identity, right? But the Germans are not white, they're Germans. Asian is not a term in Asia. You know what I'm saying? They're just Chinese, Japanese, Mongolians. French aren't white, they're French. Germans aren't white, they're Germans. Italians aren't white, they're Italians. You know what I'm saying? So there's this weird thing that the Japanese should be able, they can say that we want Japan to be 99% Japanese, but the Europeans can't? That's crazy. Why is there that double standard? And the only group that's pushing back is Poland. That's why Poland's like my favorite European country.
Oh yeah, they'll destroy it.
Like Prime Minister.
Had shit kicked out of them for many years when they were owned by the Soviets, when the Soviet Union took them over. Like before World War II, they were just kind of on their own. And there was kind of a conflict between Germany and them. But
the last 20 years, though, they've been doing well. And right now, they're one of the most peaceful. They're one of the most peaceful countries in the European Union because they didn't take in migrants. They don't take in large amounts of immigrants. They just don't, especially not the ones from areas with a lot of sand. They just don't. And that makes them more peaceful. And they should be allowed to live that way. And their prime minister, because they've built a big wall around their border with barbed wire and all this other stuff. And of course, this woke feminist UK reporter. So you've got lots of barbed wire, lots of things. So what happens if they get through? He goes, they will be shot like dogs.
Nice.
Let's go!
Like a dog.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
City boy, city boy.
He's my favorite world leader, dude, because he's not playing games. Guys, the worst thing, that ever happened is that the left likes to bring in people who are diametrically opposed to Western culture, right? Guys, it's so bad. At the high school that I went to, there was this guy tried to honor kill his daughter. He's an Iraqi immigrant, and they tried to delete their own daughter because she wouldn't at 17 move to Iraq and marry some 50-year-old guy.
Oh yeah, that happened in Toronto too.
Yeah. So, but all right, guys, I'll shut this down, guys. We will be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. We're going to talk about divorce, about when is it time for you guys to finally get a divorce. For all you guys that are married, or all you guys who have friends who are just going through hell, when is the time to get divorced if you're in a bad marriage? But all right, guys, I appreciate you. Take it easy, guys.
Later.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, sent you an email.